At the end and the beginning of the program, if you have any questions to ask the speaker, kindly wait for the Q&A session to be open. By the way, if you would like to avoid any
walking alone, streets empty. The only thing I can see is own silhouette. I'm getting stronger, step by step. The clock is ticking, but there's no time for me. I've been flying from town to town, from London to Thailand. I've been all around the globe, trying to protect your soul. We are heroes tonight. We will fly above the sky. We are heroes tonight.
I just can't let you go. Lord knows that I've tried to. You said I was the only one. No one likes being like you. You made this mess and left me with the pieces. Now I wanna burn all the bridges between us. Going what does perfect even mean? Is there even such a thing? Ooh, can we switch up all the rules and imagine a utopia? Darling, I'm just so fed up with these expectations. They keep weighing me down. My heart is begging me to get the hell out of my head. I'm gonna live inside the upside down for a minute and pretend. Honey, I'm a perfect 10. Whoa, whoa. Honey, I'm a perfect 10. Whoa, whoa. And if I say it enough, it gets ingrained in my head, and I start to see. Honey, I'm a perfect 10. 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 Whoa. Honey, I'm a perfect 10. Disgusted with myself, and I'm disgusted with the way we're told to have a certain face, a certain weight, because we aren't pixels on a screen. No, we're human, we breathe. Every single thing we see curated, it's overrated. These expectations, they keep weighing me down. My heart is begging me to get the hell out of my head. I'm gonna live inside the upside down for a minute and pretend. Honey, I'm a perfect 10. Whoa. Honey, I'm a perfect 10. Whoa. And if I say it enough, it gets ingrained in my head, and I start to think. Honey, I'm a perfect 10. Honey, I'm a perfect 10. Honey, I'm a perfect 10. Whoa. Honey, I'm a perfect 10. 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 Oh.
On my own, but I don't know why you hit the road, but you don't realize I won't look back when you're around. I won't think twice when you're gone. Don't hesitate to call me back, 'cause I won't be there. I won't look back when you're around. I won't think twice when you're gone. Don't hesitate to call me back, 'cause I won't be there. I won't look back. 'Cause I won't look back. I won't look back. 'Cause I won't look back. On my own, I don't know why. She told me it's not your fault, but you don't realize that I never wonder what's the truth in your eyes. There's a light that makes me blush. I won't look back when you're around. I won't think twice.
When I feel the waves cut through me, hypnotized by the sounds I'm breathing in. Hold tight, hold tight. Chemicals collide. Hold tight, hold tight, hold tight. Dripping lights paint the skies, all because of you. Dripping lights paint the skies, only you can make me move. You make me move. You make me move. You make me so alive, make it last forever. Stop in time, yeah, I'm surrendering. Hold tight, chemicals collide. Hold tight, hold tight, hold tight. Dripping lights paint the skies, all because of you. Dripping lights paint the skies, only you can make me move. You make me move. You make me move. You make me move. You make me move. You
Like you, be strong.
Ladies and gentlemen, may I have your attention? The event is about to begin. But before that, I would like to remind you to mute your microphone throughout the session unless prompted. We will have a quick photography session both at the beginning and at the end of the program. If you have any questions to ask to the speaker, kindly wait for the Q&A session to be opened by the moderator, as we would like to avoid any interruptions during the sharing session. You may also leave your questions or any queries in the chat box or in the comment section. During the Q&A session, please ensure to include your full name because we might have a little surprise for the ones who are most active throughout this session. Be sure to scan the QR code and fill in the details in the attendance Google form link provided in the chat box at the end of this program. For your information, we will be live streaming on YouTube. So the program will begin shortly when we in the Microsoft Teams are fully synced on YouTube. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum and a very good morning. I bid especially to our VIP from UiTM, Yang berbahagia Professor Dr. Muhammad Sazili Shahibi, the Deputy Vice Chancellor of Student Affairs of UiTM, our main panelist for the forum session today, Yang berbahagia Datuk Johan Idris, Managing Partner Kpmg Malaysia, Yang amat berusaha Mr. Novi Tajuddin, the Chief Executive Officer, the Malaysian Institute of Certified Public Accountants, Yang berbahagia Professor Dr. Halinda Yusof, the Dean of the Faculty of Accountancy UiTM, and our speakers for the Youth Leader session, Nurul Farazana binti Zulkifli Amin, Founder and Vice President of iWealth, Tan Junji, the Youth Leadership Academy by McKinsey & Co., Top 50 Monster Asia Young Talent, and Top Glove Scholar. Not to forget, I would also like to welcome the People, Performance and Culture team from KPMG. Last but not least, I would like to also welcome all of our beloved lecturers, mostly from UiTM and Intech Education College, and of course to all students who are here today. Welcome to the virtual 3D Leader Program, Perspective in the Eye of a Leader. I am Muhammad Akil Ikwandi, and I will be your MC for today. I would like to take this opportunity to express our gratitude to all ladies and gentlemen who are willing to spend your time to attend today's session. We greatly appreciate your presence here, and we hope that everyone will gain inputs from this session. Before I go further into the event, I would like to invite all participants to stand up as we are about to sing our national anthem, Negaraku. Whoa, what an amazing and vibrant crowd we have with us here today, with over 170 joining us on Microsoft Teams and another 407 joining us on YouTube Live, which is right now being live streamed. I am beyond ecstatic to witness our event unfolds today. In saying that, let me run through the agenda of today. So today's event, the 3D Leader, will begin with the first session, which is a forum session led by our moderator and VIP panels. This will be followed by the second session, which will be a youth leader sharing session led by a lineup of student leaders. To add up, we have a surprise for all participants. In between each session, we will be having a lucky draw. Therefore, be ensured to stay attentive because who knows, you might be the lucky one today. Dear participants, throughout this program, we will reveal 3 codes that you must fill in the feedback form for you to receive your e-certificate for this program. With that, you are encouraged to take notes and give your full attention during all sessions. A brief introduction of the objectives for today. We aim to provide the students with further insights on how to enhance the inner leadership in yourself and to stand out among others. Hence, before we proceed with today's talk, I would like to call upon Mr. Haziq bin Horizat to recite the Doa. Please welcome Mr. Haziq.
Thank you, Mr. Akid. Before we start our event, let's start this morning with the Kitab Al-Fatihah. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alamin. Wassalatu wassalamu ala ashrafil anbiya'i wal mursalin wa ala alihi wa sahbihi ajma'in. Ya Allah, Ya Rahman, Ya Rahim. We express our gratitude to you for allowing us to attend this program, the 3D Leader Perspective in the Eye of a Leader, in this morning. We seek your blessing for flawless progress of this event from the beginning till the end. We seek your guidance to steer clear of events that would detrimental the progress of this event. Ya Latif, Ya Rahman, please bless us with your tawfiq and hidayah. Please guide us to greatness, peace, glory, and prosperity in this world and the hereafter. Make us a responsible intellectual. Grant us with a valuable knowledge that will be beneficial to mankind in order to gain your mardatillah. Make us your righteous servant that follow your command and neglect the sinful act. Please forgive us for our wrongdoing. Ya Munzil al-Barakah, preserve us from any threat and disaster, neither man-made nor natural disaster. And to you, Ya Allah, we ask for security and prosperity upon us, our leaders, and our country. Bestow patience in us in order to face the challenge from you. Please accept our deeds and please reward us accordingly. ربنا آتنا في الدنيا حسنة وفي الآخرة حسنة وقنا عذاب النار. وصلى الله على سيدنا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه وسلم والحمد لله رب العالمين. آمين آمين يا رب العالمين.
Amin, amin, ya Rabbal Alamin. Thank you so much, Mr. Haziq, for the dua recitation. Now, to officially start our program, I would like to invite Yang Berbahagia Professor Dr. Muhammad Sazili Shahibi as the Deputy Vice Chancellor of Student Affairs of UiTM to deliver his keynote address. Please welcome.
Terima kasih Mr. MC. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Yang berbahagia Datuk Johan Idris, Managing Partner of Kpmg Malaysia. Yang amat berusaha Mr. Novi Tajuddin, Chief Executive Officer MICPA. Yang berbahagia Profesor Dr. Halinda Yusof, Dean Faculty of Accountancies UiTM. Yang amat berusaha Puan Nurbaiyah Abdul Rahman, Director Academic and Student Affairs Intech. Yang berusaha Associate Professor Dr. Amrizah Kamaluddin, Deputy Dean Research and Industrial Linkage UiTM. Yang berusaha Dr. Muhammad Azrin Muhammad Kamal, Deputy Dean of Student Affairs UiTM. Yang berusaha Dr. Rozana Tafsir, Deputy Dean of Academic Affairs UiTM. Yang berusaha Puan Ezuria Rati, Senior Deputy Registrar UiTM. Nurul Fazana binti Zulkifli Amin, Vice President and Secretary General of iWills. Tan Junji, Youth Leadership Academic by McKinsey & Co. Top 15 Monster Asia Young Talent and Top Love Scholar. Excellency, distinguished guests, participants, ladies and gentlemen, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi ta'ala wabarakatuh. Salam sejahtera, salam UiTM di hatiku. A very good morning to all of you. A warm welcome I bid to all participants who have spared their precious time on Saturday to attend these very insightful programs entitled The Third Leader's Perspective in the Eye of a Leader. It is our most pleasure to also welcome all respected panelists and speakers from various organizations and backgrounds to share their wisdom and vast experience with all participants attending today. I'm pleased to see that this topic has raised interest, particularly among the youth, and I believe that today's event will help to empower youth to become leaders of tomorrow. Ladies and gentlemen, first of all, I would like to express my gratitude and sincere appreciation. All committee members have worked hand in hand in making this event to become a success despite having to conduct it via digital platform in accordance with the new norms due to the COVID-19 pandemics. This shows that although there are obstacles and barriers, they will still be able to execute this program successfully. Ladies and gentlemen, everyone has at least thought of what they want or they plan to achieve in the future. People have different interests in life and should consider this in choosing a career, because the most important thing to remember is that you should find a job that you will love to do. I'm convinced most of you aspire to become a successful leader and want to make both your parents and country proud of your achievement. However, to become a great leader requires the acquisition of leadership skills that can be learned via experience and exposure. Distinguished guests, leadership skill is not something that you can learn inside classroom or by reading book solely. It is developed through networkings or experience, active involvement in projects and activities with communities and society, willingness to take responsibility and commitment in executing tasks assigned to you with full confidence while making sure objectives are achieved. The more experience garnered, the better person will be able as a leader. Leaders are not born, but through struggle, determination, willpower, and vision, a person can become a leader. It is also an art without any boundaries and limits. Leadership is not something that can be taught. Rather, it is a virtue developed and polished with times. It is commonly associated with the act of leading and guiding a team toward achieving success, while not forgetting the need to show care and empathy toward team members' grievances. We always tend to assume that a leader is a person who is being bossy and like to direct his subordinate according to his will, just like a feudal lord did in the past. Nevertheless, this is not true anymore at this digital age. Hence, to earn respect as a three-dimensional leaders, one must display great attribute of not just giving effective directions, but also care to listen to others' opinion, showing trust to delegation of power to team members, willing to share tips and give guidance to others to assist their self-development without being selfish, and having concern and empathy toward team members' difficulties. Thus, it is hoped that this program, via the joint effort of Kpmg Malaysia, Faculty of Accountancy UITM, Kpmg UITM Ambassador, and Kpmg Impact Ambassador, would serve its intention of promoting the development of three-dimensional leader with the right attributes among the youth. I pray that this event this event will become a success and achieves its objective as desired. Last but not least, it is my great pleasure in taking this opportunity given to officiate the third leader perspective in the eye of a leaders program. Dengan lafaz Bismillahirrahmanirrahim, saya merasmikan. Terima kasih. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Yang Berbahagia, Professor Dr. Muhammad Sazili. That was such a captivating speech. It would be great if you could stay with us until the end of the event. But knowing your busy schedule, I have received word that you have another event to attend to after this. However, yes, but we are still honored to have you here for the keynote speech, yeah? Once again, thank you so much for the amazing speech given just now. All right, so dear participants, I would like to have your full attention. Here is the first code for you to fill in the attendance form, which is Kpmg Malaysia. I repeat, as seen on your screen right now, this is the first code that you have to fill in the attendance form, which is Kpmg Malaysia. And I would like to kindly remind you all, if you would like to post our events on Instagram, don't forget to tag us on Instagram at the 3D leader __ and hashtag us at hashtag 3D leader. All right, now moving on to the main session for today, we would like to proceed with the first session, which is the forum session. For this session, I will pass the floor to Miss Nurin Miza Afika binti Andri Dasli from UiTM Shah Alam, the moderator for this session. But before that, I would like to briefly introduce our speakers. Our first panelist is Dato' Johan Idris, the managing partner of Kpmg Malaysia. Next, our second panelist is Mr. Novi Tajuddin, the CEO of the Malaysian Institute of Certified Public Accountants, MIPA. And the third panelist, is Professor Dr. Halinda Yusof, which is the Dean of the Faculty of Accountancy of University Technology Mara. Without further ado, Ms. Nurin, the floor is all yours.
Thank you, Mr. Akil. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh, and a very good morning, everyone. Welcome to today's long-awaited forum session, the 3D Leader, Perspective in the Eye of a Leader. I'm Nurin Dazli, your moderator for this session. First of all, I would like to extend the warmest of welcomes to all of you who are here with us today. We appreciate you taking the time to join us, and I hope you will get a glimpse of what it takes to be a three-dimensional leader today. Moving right along, it's my honor to introduce to all of you our awe-inspiring line of panelists today. Okay, our first speaker is none other than the esteemed managing partner of Kpmg in Malaysia himself. Please welcome Dato' Johan Idris. Hi, Dato' Johan. How are you today?
Fine, thank you. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh to everyone and all the students participating this program, the 3D leadership.
Waalaikumsalam, Doctor. That's great. Thank you for being here today. Well, for those of you who did not know, Dato' Johan serves as a member of the Kpmg Asia Pacific Board and a council member of Kpmg International. Dato' Johan further extends his counsel as a member of the Board of Directors of University Kebangsaan Malaysia, while also acts as a University Senate member and Board of Trustee of INSEAD. Furthermore, he also serves as an EXCO and council member of the Malaysian Institute of Public Accountants, MIPA, and a board member of Malaysian Professional Accountancy Centre. Under his leadership, Kpmg in Malaysia has won multiple awards, including Asia Risk Awards Consultancy Firm of the Year 2020, CSR Malaysia Company of the Year Award 2017-2020, and many others. In recognition of his diversity and inclusion advocacy, Dato' Johan was presented the CEO Champion Award by Talent Corporation Malaysia. Next, we have our second honorable panel speaker, the Chief Executive Officer of MIPA, Mr. Novi Tajuddin. Please welcome Mr. Novi.
Thank you
Welcome,
for
Mr. Novi.
invitation. Yeah. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam. It's such a beautiful weather here in Ampang. I'm at Ampang. So how about your place, Mr. Novi?
Yeah, it's also I think it's very nice weather today. It's not that hot. Yeah, I think it's very nice for the talk today this morning, I believe.
Yeah, that's great. Well, all sunshine for our session today, right? So for your information, Mr. Novi has had experience in both the education industry and commercial sector. He has served as the COO of Education Global Services and as a Director of Strategy and Engagement of Yayasan Penarjo. His commercial roles include being the Regional CFO of Jetronics, Asia Pacific, and Japan. And last but not least, introducing our third panel speaker of today, our very own pride of UiTM, the Dean Faculty of Accountancy herself, Prof. Dr. Halinda Yusof. Please welcome. Hi, Prof. Waalaikumsalam. You look very beautiful today, Prof. So tell me, what are your expectations in this forum? Like, what are you most excited to share?
Well, basically, I think with Dr. Johan and Mr. Novi here, right, that will be, this is going to be a valuable session to all of our students and all of the participants, right? Rather than just listening to me, the Dean of the faculty and from UiTM. So their insights would definitely be more interesting and valuable to our students, inshallah.
Well, that's great, Prof. I'm looking forward for that too. So just to give you a little background on Prof. Dr. Halinda, she has vast experience in holding administrative positions throughout her 24 years of service in the university. Previously, she has held the positions as the Dean of the Institute of Graduate Studies, the Head of Academic Operation and Management at the Academic Affairs Division, and Program Coordinator at the Education Development Center, now known as the Institute of Continuing Education and Professional Studies. So what an impressive line of panelists we have here today. So before we continue, let's have a quick photo session to commemorate this moment. Okay, is the technical team ready? Okay, we will have one photo. I will count 1, 2, 3 and give us your best smile, okay? 1, 2, 3. Okay, maybe another one. 1, 2, and smile. Okay, can I have a thumbs up from the technical team? You get that photo? Okay, I think they have gotten that photo. Okay, now, without wasting any time, we will be discussing on what it really means to be a leader. And luckily for all of you, you shall be hearing it from the perspective of these multi-talented leaders. Yeah? To give you an idea on how this forum will be conducted, for the first part, I will kickstart the session with the moderated questions revolving around the topic of today. Then for the second part, I will open the floor for your specific questions on leadership. Those in this forum can ask directly to our panel, which will be held at the end of this forum. That's a Q&A session. And for those on YouTube, feel free to drop your burning questions in the Slido link, which will be provided by our representative in the chat section. Also, please provide your full name in the Slido form and to whom you're addressing the question to. This is because at the end of the session, there will be a lucky draw and we will randomly pick the names of active participants. And speaking of active participants, we will also be keeping an eye on you for a surprise. So be active in the live chat section and remember to use your full name so we can track you. Now, without further delay, let's dive right into the panel discussion. Now, whenever we talk about leaders and leadership, the first thing that pops into mind is inspiration. Therefore, I believe in order to understand better on how leaders become who they are today, it's imperative for us to know what drives, motivates, and inspires them. So the first question I have for all panelists here today is who or what was your inspiration to become who you are right now? We'll start with Dr. Jahan, maybe?
Okay. Thank you, Nurin Miza, as the MC. Well, Assalamualaikum again to everyone and my fellow members, Encik Novi, Professor Dr. Halinda, Dean of Accountancy in UITM. A great morning, a wonderful time. Your question, Nurin, was very, very good because you started today dengan penuh ceria. You can see the energy in your voice. That's a good way to start any meeting. It's all this energy, this power of energy, and looking at it is who inspire you. I think so. There's a lot of things in life when you look at inspiration. You look at many different angles, the commitment, the people, the things that we do. Inspiration in life, what motivates you, is the thing that what great leaders do. You can take a look like what great leaders doesn't need to be in the country, in Malaysia. It can be outside. People like Nelson Mandela, Mother Teresa, that does things that basically that are humanity things. These are the things that we need to look, that inspire, that motivates you. You want to do better. Then ultimately, in terms of all these things, I know there are a lot of things that you're going to ask. What inspires you is also you yourself, that you yourself deep inside wanting to do good. And I'm talking to, I was told that about almost 700 to 900 people or students in here. You have that power to do good things. You have that power to see that what is right and what is wrong. You have the power to look at what inspires you. Use that. Use that ability that you have in yourself, because that what motivates, what inspires you is actually deep inside you. You just got to bring it out. Jangan tak nak bawa keluar, bawa dia keluar. Inspire yourself. Once you inspire yourself, mindset, you have already won. In everything, I mean, if you like games, you play netball, football, handball, we were at the recent Olympics, how it is. Part of things that you want to do that inspire, motivate you is your mind yourself. Before anything you do, if you set your mind that you will do good things, you will do good things. You set your mind that you win, you are already there winning. So that are the things that do. Great leaders that do great things that is touching the life of other people. Humanitarian works motivate, inspire me, wanting to do better things in life. Thank you.
Well, thank you for sharing, Yato. Actually, my personal inspiration is my future self. The same. I owe it. I always say like this. I owe it to my future Nurin to be the best that I am today, so that I can become like, so that my dreams will come true. Like that. So yeah, it's kind of refreshing to hear like what inspires you is yourself, right? It's deep inside of us. So now, how about we ask Mr. Novi? Why do you do what you do today?
Right. Thank you. Assalamualaikum to all. Very grateful to be together with Dato' Johan and to Prof. Halinda. Just for your information, myself, Prof. Halinda, we studied together in UITM in Kelantan. So it was a small world. So thank you, Kpmg, for organizing and inviting me as well. I think the question, Nurin, is very good. I think just want to elaborate to what Dato' Johan mentioned. It was rightly said. To me, question you asked was who and what, or who or what inspired me myself, right? So if I look at it, I look at it from the perspective of myself. I'm a person, I classify as a person who are not so fortunate. meaning that I'm not coming from the rich family for definite, but not too poor. What I'm saying is maybe in the middle class, but at the same time, we can't afford. So even when I got started, after my diploma in accountancy, that I got to further my studies to overseas, I actually can't afford to buy proper clothes, right? So we went to Chowkit, bought using bundle shirts, jeans, and when I was in tertiary level, sorry to say, I asked donation from my uncle, their trousers. It's bell bottom, so I got to, adjust sikit lah kan, bagi dia cantik, so that dia tak besar sangat kan, bell bottom. So I mean, those are the things that make me feel that, what is it? It's actually a situation. The situation where I push myself to inspire myself so that I do not want to go through this again. I want to give something better and achieve something better. Yeah, that's from the inner side of me. If you go back to the definition of the 3D leadership, what is it from the inside of you that you are coming out, that you are applying it for the leadership? So another turning point, as I may share, is about my SPM. Maybe I was too little active in co-curricular activities in school. That made me not having good SPM result. I only had 1A for my SPM. So all of you are so lucky you went matriculation lah, pergi masuk university. I applied all, semua kena reject. 2 tempat je masuk. Dato' Johan, UPM masuk tapi diploma in human capital development. Another one is ITM, diploma in accountancy. So macam dulu tak tahu, nobody give talk like this, nobody say, so no other leadership at that time to talk to us. Kita hear and say lah Dato', macam dulu. Talk to the friends cakap, auntie aku, uncle aku accountant. They are earning well, so why don't you become an accountant? Okay lah, aku ambil accountancy lah. So because of that, I pursue accountancy, and that's where I am today. I think that's how the situation, and also things that push me to that we want to move up in terms of the socio economy and standard of living that we want to give back to maybe to our parents and family at least. I stopped there first, Noreen, just to share. Thank you.
Yeah, well, thank you, Ms. Novi. That's very inspiring, because I personally think that all of us should know ourselves, but what we want to do, what we're capable of before we take that step to elevate ourselves, right? Thank you for that answer. And now let's hear from Prof. Halinda. What is your inspiration? I want to know.
Assalamualaikum again, everyone. Thank you, Noreen, Dr. Johan, and Mr. Novi. I'm very grateful that I've been given this opportunity to be with you guys today. To the questions, yes, and also to echo the answers and also the response from our distinguished guest speakers. Yes, Noreen, if you ask me about what or who inspires me, it will go along the way of there's a variety of people and things, right? Since our young age at home, right until now, where we are in our workplace as in UITM for myself. So if I can start a little bit on, I would say for me, I will look at my parents basically. Maybe similar to Mr. Novi's story just now about the hardship, right? I don't come from a wealthy family. The hardship that I have gone through in the family, I see the determination of my parents, how they really, work hard to ensure education for the kids and so on. So those are the characters and values that actually influence on what makes me today, right? And along the way, in schools, in the university, we see our lecturers. In our workplace, I see my superiors, my unofficial mentors, along the way, we see these are the characters, these are the good values that I should take into me and develop myself. And if you ask me, I mean, like being the dean, we don't choose in the university, in a higher institution, we don't choose about which position we are. We choose our profession to be a lecturer, right? But to hold the post and so on, we are appointed. So I take this as a challenge. and a self-challenge, and also to achieve self-actualization of myself, whether I could fulfill the trust and responsibility given by the university, for the students, for the faculty and UITM. So I would say there's a number of people and things that actually make where I am today. All right, Nuri?
Well, thank you for sharing. It's very refreshing again to hear what motivates these incredible leaders here and take inspiration in that too. And we find inspiration like every day in everything that we see, right? So now speaking of inspiration again, it goes without saying that one of the jobs of being a leader is not to only remain inspired, but also inspire those around them. Thus, how do you keep your team motivated, especially when times are trying? Let's start with Mr. Novi first for this session.
Okay, I thought it goes to Dato' Johan and bicycle. So it's okay, no worries.
Next will be Prof. Halinda pula, so you know. So
yeah, I can guess already. All right. Okay, thanks, Noreen. I think the question is about how to keep the team inspired and motivated. Yeah. So especially during this trying time. To me, my personal opinion, it goes back to the leadership style of the leader, in which the personality as well. So different leader has a different style. And as I mentioned earlier, the 3D actually is to see whether the inner side of you, the leadership that you have to apply to the situation. So as for me, you can build and tailor to suit the environment. Yeah. It's also very important for leaders to know when to apply the right approach. For example, in a company that you have a salesperson, and there's also finance department. Finance department normally, okay, people will work from office, they're from this time to that time. But sometimes salespeople, they are top salespeople, but they work from 10 a.m. So I can't push them to come to office, say work at 8 a.m. So these are the reasonableness that you need to apply in terms of how you inspire and motivate. So if you ask the salespeople to come in early for nothing, whereas the most impactful is for them to close the deal. So it's good that to give them a leeway, a freedom a bit, and then they can start work from 10 o'clock as long as they close the deal of 20 million, for example, right? So who cares? Yeah. So that is the most important approach to me. This need to be dynamic and applicable, and most importantly is practical and realistic. So what else I want to share here? I also feel that if first day at work, normally we need about harmony environment. That is another thing important to me. Positive vibes, positivity among team members. So I always instill this to my team members. And most importantly, to lead by example and approachable. I always have the open door concept, right? And easy and not so autocratic. Which means whenever my staff want to come and see me, I don't have any differentiation of hierarchy. I'm actually open. I can talk to the security guard, or I can talk to the receptionist and whatsoever. So I think that is the thing that, to me, the main important is I made them believe and looking forward to work every day. So I stopped there first, Noreen. Thank you.
Wow. I mean, I would want to work under your leadership, Ms. Novi, and I'm sure most of the audiences here are too. And now let's ask Dr. Johan. Any other methods to keep your team inspired?
Okay, how to keep them inspired. If there's one word that I want to equate on inspired, is empower. To empower the people working for you, give them the empowerment. That's one word. It's inspire. It is a lot of things, and it's being used in the practical day-to-day life. I wouldn't want to repeat what Novi mentioned. It's all true, but to me, empowering is very important. And as and when you do some job, when you create a project, you empower the team to do great things. You try and give yourself a responsibility. Okay, Noreen, I empower you to do a project that is beneficial for UITM, to make UITM as the best university. Oh, wow. You'll feel energized. You'll find a team to work together with you. The leaders that here, people like me, and I always keep saying that I am the managing partner. I've achieved so many things in life because I've given the opportunity in there, because people during that time, my bosses empowered me, and I take this job responsibly, do and execute to the best of ability, and bring everybody to that journey. So team leader is just not about you yourself, but it's bringing. Then every year, I'm already in my role for almost dah 7 tahun dah, you know. So dah lama lah actually in my role. Going to complete my 8th year by end of this year. Then by the time I finish, it will probably be the longest serving, almost 11 years. So, but really, in terms of it, is trying getting them empowered, seeing what they do, how is it being executed in their place. Some of the things that we do may not be right, and we need to change along the way. And as leader, you cannot have that ego. You need to basically understand that, you know, it's not your answer, but it's a collective answer. Then get feedback in any organization, even in UITM, even though in MICPA, get feedback, a 360 feedback to see that what have you done wrong. Sometimes leaders, when you see leaders, some leaders are good, very nice, but can't make decision. That is sometimes very frustrating. So leaders must make the decision as quickly. Their decision can be right, their decision can be wrong, but not making a decision is a bad thing already. So you need to make that decision, change your decision if you think so your decision needs to be changed and tweaked. Don't have that ego. So once you do that, you have the culture of empowerment, have the culture of making sure that those who you empowered are given the right responsibility, like Professor Dr. Halinda being given the position of Dean, because people in the university have seen that she has done what she has done to take on that role, to grow the accountancy profession in UITM. So that is actually very critical. So if you have that leadership, you have that skills, and you have the leaders that want to grow the people, that's great. To me, my success, my success is also people who are supporting me. After 7 years, you know what I felt and I miss most in terms of being leader? Because during junior days, every year we have promotion. The sense of not being promoted, it's like, okay, what have I done? So I don't feel that it's lama. So every year, so I felt there's a loss. But when I reflect back, I sit down there, I reflect back, says no, because people in your organization has moved. People in your organization has been more successful than you. That inspires me. That motivates me. That is what it is to make that driving change. Thank you.
Wow, thank you for your empowering methods. Like, you set such an example, Dato, and thank you for sharing that. Now, let's ask Prof. Halinda. What about you? Like, with the pandemic recently, of course, most will be demotivated. Like, how do you instill motivation in your team?
All right, thank you, Nurit. Yeah, being in the higher education, this is really the most challenging time ever that we have faced with this pandemic, COVID-19. Managing the faculty, managing the lecturers, right, and also students and other stakeholders, including the public, the parents, frustrating about how their kids couldn't able to have the so-called the expected learning environment, the conventional learning environment, and so on. So let me start with the lecturers, right? Because being a lecturer, an academician, we have various hats that we have to wear. We have to teach, right? That's our core responsibility. We are also expected to do research and also other community work and so on. So in other words, in this challenging moment, so how do we, when I say we, means me and my top management team, to inspire the whole faculty And we're not just talking faculty in Selangor, we also have students and our programs throughout all of our campuses, right? So it's more of first, the close engagement must exist. Although we are separated and we are now like virtually, communicating in this virtual platform and so on. Back to the very crucial thing is about the vision and the mission of university and faculty. The shared vision must be understood by all. So in other words, they have to understand the vision and mission as well as the structure and the setting and how we have to be flexible and agile at this current moment and so on. So the rationalization, the story and the narrative has to be told in order for all of our team members to understand why we change or why we have to improve and rethink about a new strategy and so on. And another important thing that I would say is about the spirit of togetherness and teamwork. That has to be instilled in any successful leadership, because it's about, we must understand, we being alone is like a drop of water, but together we are an ocean. We can do great things together, right? And at the same time, yes, Dato mentioned just now empowering, right? Trusting others, but we monitor on what they are doing and so on. It's not just like let them do and leave it and you solve the problem. No, because a true leader must actually practice these 3R. You respect on yourself and the courage that you have to lead. You respect others, the team members, your stakeholders, right? And you are supposed to also be responsible for all actions. So that's the factors and the aspects that you have to understand. And being a leader, you have to be the one that actually knows the way, shows the way, right? Goes the way and shows the way. So that your whole team will actually understand and work together. That goes back to the element of togetherness. So I guess that's among the core aspects. Being in UITM, we are at various locations, the lecturers, the students. So we need to bring this spirit to the lecturers, and the lecturers bring carry forward this element of togetherness to the students to actually manage, especially during this pandemic time.
Wow, you definitely showed the way indeed. Like, adapting to change is very challenging, and the way you handled it, I can say with such professionalism. Thank you for sharing that, Prof. Now, we've learned so much so far about inspiration, dealing with the pandemic, and all of our three panelists here have had broad experience in multiple leadership roles throughout their careers. So here's a question for Dr. Johan. I believe that all of us cannot deny the fact that acting as a managing partner of one of the big 4 professional services firm in the world, while inspiring and exciting, it's not a walk in the park. So from employees to clients, everyone has to be inspired, led, and managed accordingly and effectively. So based on your experience spearheading KPMG Malaysia, as well as your experience working with various local and international Fortune 500 clients, in what ways do you see leadership skills could be applied when managing and interacting with different stakeholders, and how has MICPA helped you into owning those leadership skills you exemplify today?
Okay, very good question. Very good, very long question.
Yeah.
Very relevant question in terms of how my role is, how do I manage, how do I inspire, how do I see the organization move forward. I always like to use one word, and it's also one thing that I do that I focus and harness it, is to look forward. Every organization needs to look forward to see that what is it not now. Like I've always asked Novi and Chit Chat, where do you see MICPA 5 years down the road? Where do you see KPMG 5 years down the road? Prepare for the future, plan for the future. There's always saying, you need to plan, Otherwise, you know, you will not, you'll not be there. When you are there, you are not ready, and you will lose your market share. So you got to prepare for the future. And if you really look at it at KPMG, how we manage, you know, we are an organization that has been in Malaysia since 1928. Organized in Malaysia
58 though.
28. 1928.
Oh, you mean KPMG? Sorry, yeah.
Yeah.
I thought MIPA. I always.
He's looking at MIPA. We are older than MIPA. We are older than MIPA. Okay, so we have been there and really look at it. Country have Merdeka in 1957. We are 29 years old. We are more than 90 years in Malaysia. Yeah, more than 90 years in Malaysia. During that time, I don't think so any of you were born. Maybe your parents are born, but I know my parents are not born in 1928. My parents are born in 1934. So during that time, so a company that has been there during that time, the country is called Malaya, or where we are right now. There must be something that my forefather has done right, and this thing that they have done has been transferred. And look at organization in this world, the likes of Kodak, the likes of, you know, Nokia handphone. How long have they survived? So we got to make sure we look forward, we transform ourselves before we are being transformed. We got to look in terms of what is our relevance in the economy, what is our relevance in the marketplace, how we play an active role to promote future growth, instill trust, promote confidence. So there are many roles that every organization play. So I always in this role is also always talking to my team to say that for us to grow, for us to inspire to go into a different territory, there must be something that we need to do. So like in organization and this real life, we invest. We start investing in people, investing in technology, what we call that just now Prof. Halinda mentioned about empowerment, talking about courage. You know, we do have that in our DNA. We had our purpose-led organization. What's our purpose? What is our vision? It's embedded in here. Our purpose, I can tell you, is inspire confidence, empower change. And our vision, simple words, to be the clear choice, to make sure that those people who join us are extraordinary, that the client sees the difference in us, and the public trusts us. Then we have our values, 5 simple language. Values determine DNA. The DNA, what is our value? First starts with integrity, excellence, courage, together for better. So you see, then we talk about our strategy, our growth strategy. You know, what is our strategy? Our strategy cannot be short term. It must be mid to long term. How you have the strategy being embedded. Then we have our promise, a brand promise that, you know, you being a KPMG, you work shoulder to shoulder with clients that gives deep, impactful results so they can do great, meaningful things. And all these things, in the things that we do, in the DNA that we have, will supercharge, will encourage, not just our relationship with our stakeholders, clients that we meet, but also relationship with the organization itself. We will decide an organization that we want to do business with. Like recently, we had a conversation to say that if the organization doesn't have things on how they want to reduce CO2, what's their decision on climate change and net zero? This is a big thing. We do want to deal with business with them. Not just our clients, but also our suppliers who we buy things in there. So we do all these things to make sure that we are always relevant, we're always ready, we give what we give, and we walk the talk. So maybe I just stop that, because otherwise I'll be talking and talking. But more importantly, it's not just words. It must be action.
Yes, thank you, Dr. Johan. That's such inspiring words. And I hope that our audiences have taken notes, because that's really wonderful, inspiring, and very useful for us. Now, here's a question for Mr. Novi, if I may. As previously, you were from the education industry and commercial sector, so it's great to have you here to share a balanced perspective between those two. So based on your experience, would you say that different industries and environment call for or require different styles of leadership?
Okay, thanks, Noreen. Yeah, I would say yes. I would agree with that statement, because it's a different environment, it's a different objective, and aspiration. So you cannot, take everything with one approach. So you have to tailor to the, as I mentioned earlier, how the leadership style that you need to manage in the organization. So, but the basic principle is still the same. Like you need to be dynamic. You have to be proactive, and those are the things that I believe that you still need to have as a good leader. Why I say different? Because on the how, meaning how that you want to apply. What's the driving objective of the organization, right? So if in a commercial, it's always talking about numbers, profits, bottom line, accountants know about that, right? Cash flow position and so forth. So those are the main KPIs of things that, of course, I'm not saying that it's not in education side, but the priority of the education side could be more like sometimes you need to make a decision on the social obligation to a certain extent. And it comes to the picture like when I have it when I was in the Peneraju, right? So it's more like helping a nation to achieve certain numbers and aspirations, and not driven by bottom line at all. Yeah. So as a leader, you need to motivate and inspire. What is the difference between the two, right? You cannot be like driving the education industry like you are just talking about money only, right? So the different leadership style is applicable for different organization. Yeah. So in to a certain extent, I have even seen some people are doing it not because of money anymore, right? So but more towards their passion and satisfaction. Yeah. So I stop there first. Thank you.
Yes, we definitely need to be flexible. Like being a leader, you have to adapt to different situations, different environments.
Yeah.
Now, I have one question for Prof. Halinda. If in recent years, we witness more and more women assuming more prominent roles and taking profound responsibilities, be it in the government, corporate world, or other places. So as a leader yourself, how do you manage your time as a leader at work, at the same time being committed to other responsibilities of your life, such as those at home?
All right, thank you, Noreen. Well, that's a tough question to answer, but right, definitely. I mean, like we must understand in the first place. We must understand our core responsibilities, right? And our core responsibilities, it's not just at work, but also at home, right? Being responsible to the employers, to your university, to the faculty, but at the same time at home, I also have a huge responsibility. Ini amanah daripada Allah ni. Amanahnya is not just no, Mr. Novi and Datuk Johan is laughing loud, right? So amanah, being a mom, being a wife, even don't forget, although like at our age, being a child, we are also responsible to our parents still, and so on. So in other words, when you understand your core responsibilities and amanah ini, then you will, I'm not saying juggle, but manage, be able to smartly manage the amanah and also with regard to carrying out your responsibility. First is also about being disciplined, because if not, you won't be able to actually carry out your multiple roles and responsibilities. In fact, if you talk about me being in the office, in the faculty, we change hats every day. I mean, I am still a lecturer. There are times in my 12 hours daytime of work, there are hours that I have to change my hats and teach. And then I will have to change my hats back. I'm the dean back again, attending meetings, chairing meetings, making decisions as well, and guiding it's motivating the team and so on. And then I am also a researcher, right? So we change hats all the time. So I guess when you talk about women, I mean, it's not a matter of gender when it comes to multitasking. We moms, dads, they also have responsibilities as well. So I guess maybe some people would say, I don't know, some perception maybe about whether a woman is able to actually lead and so on. I would say, well, there's no gender issue here, be it a lady or a male boss. If you're able to have, and you have all the qualities and the courage and the characters and so on, whether you are male or female, inshallah, and you understand your amanah and responsibility, you'll be able to successfully carry out those responsibilities, inshallah.
Inshallah. Thank you for sharing, Prof. Halinda.
Can I just say?
Yeah,
just say something. There's all equal. There's always equal opportunity. In fact, we are focusing towards women empowerment. I saw quite a lot of messages in there. But to all women, I also like to use one word, and I always remember this cartoon, this cartoon series that I watched because my kid was young. It's called the Powerpuff Girls. Spice and everything else. I can't remember. Makes it there. So there's a lot of great, powerful people in there. It says sugar and spice and everything nice makes women empowerment even more wonderful. So there are great opportunities. So don't believe that even though you are a woman, you are less. You are the same, if not greater. So go for it, ladies.
Wow, yes, go for it, ladies. You heard that right from Dr. Johan. So thank you, Dr. Johan and Prof. Halinda, for sharing. Well, fun fact, I'm actually good friends with Prof. Halinda's daughter, whose name is Nurin as well. And I can assure you that she is such an incredible mother at home even. And balancing between life and work is never easy. Me, myself, as a student, as an only child to my parents, and the cucu sulung, if you can say, I've had my fair share of juggling with responsibilities and also setting up an example. So everyone, to be like these leaders here, let's step up our game and start young, okay? Now, speaking of young, well, currently, there's been a rise in the number of young leaders making milestones. For example, like the youngest Prime Minister of New Zealand, Jacinda Ardern, who is well known for her leadership in response to COVID-19 crisis. So it's safe to say that those in Malaysia believe that Malaysia is in need of succession planning in terms of the country's leadership. So to all our panel speakers here, what do you expect from the younger generation in regards to leadership? What would be your number one advice to these aspiring leaders out there? Let's start with Dr. Johan.
Very tough question. Some political, but seriously, I mean, really look at it. Politics aside, young leaders. I think so. It's about time for the country to see new leadership in the entire structure. There are great young leaders coming up. One we need to see in a different light and give opportunity to the young leaders to expel, because you must understand, You know, when people come, they come from a different generation. So my generation, when I was born, there's no mobile phone, no iPads, no computer, no Wi-Fi, anything. They are tuned, they are wired, they're being exposed things in a different manner. My first, well, you know, for me to take a plane, to fly, even domestic, I didn't take a plane until I started working, and even not started working pun, don't have enough money. So mostly kalau dapat first time of flight is basically through a client engagement. That is from KL to Terengganu. Very excited. No, first time in a plane, we said macam mana, where is the number, the seat number, whatever. You know, you have not experienced it now. That people are now more fortunate. Yeah, you have access to some quality. You live in a different life. My mother lived in a different life. There is no electricity. Periuk akar, what's that? Kayu untuk bakar, air masak panas, you know, or guna arang, it takes so long. They got to wake up like an hour earlier just to make sure that, you know, these things is burned so that they can boil water for them to drink, etc. Now it's different. So different people, different life, and we must make sure that every generation there's progress. New generation comes with different ideas. The world, I say the world is an oyster because it's so small, you can go there, and you have the opportunity that people like us now may not have an opportunity, because let me not reveal my age, not that old, but not that young, but we don't have the access of what we call the internet. The power of internet, the power of being able to, the power of social media, the power of everything. You do have it now. I wish I was born 10 years ago, 15 years ago, but unfortunately I can't turn back the clock. But the future, the opportunity lies with the young leaders. You can have the old leaders to support and mentor you because they have been there, done that, seen it, and as what just some prophets say, you know, empowerment doesn't mean just empower you, but as leader, you also need to make sure you're responsible to coach them, because guide them along the way. And that's what it is. That's what I think the bigger country would require to empower the young leaders. They are great leaders. Give them the opportunity. I'm sure they'll do great things in history.
Oh, thank you, Dr. Johan. Now let's hear from Miss. Oh yeah, I believe in that too. Let's hear from Mr. Novi.
All these tough questions, right? Okay. So I think
I'm perlu nak jawab tu, Novi. I finished already. Now I'll pass the ball to you.
I'm adding on. Okay. I think the expectations from me from the younger generation. I think Dato' also talk about. I mean, just now we put aside politics, but if I were to do it a little bit, I think the country needs a younger leaders. That's it. I want to cover for that part. And then, as expectation, to me, becoming a leader is not an easy task. It's in fact very heavy responsibility. Yeah. In my opinion, you need to have criteria as a true leader. You need to be professional. You need to be respected. You need to have high integrity. And from Islamic perspective, I would say yang soleh, right? And a humble, responsible person. And most importantly is do it right. Yeah, because there will be no followers if you are not a good leader. There is a difference between leader and manager, right? Manager, they just manage the people. But whereas leaders are actually, there are followers. Yeah, people are doing it because they believe in you. They follow you. You inspire them. You motivate them. Like what Prof. Halinda mentioned, Datuk also mentioned. You show them the way. You guide them. And all this depends on the situation I mentioned earlier. You have to apply your leadership skills to the situation, look at the environment, apply correctly and rightly in the organization. So one advice that I can say to the young generation is that be a charismatic leader. Why I choose charismatic? Because it's actually made up of all type of leadership. It blends all the leadership style, be autocratic, democratic, strategy, vision. Some people also coach, right? Coaching. And the word people use laissez-faire, which is they use autocratic, but at the same time, they give empowerment, like Dato mentioned earlier, right? And all these are called charismatic. So if you look at the definition of a word charisma, right, it means a special power that some people have naturally that makes them able to influence other people, yeah, and attract their attention and admiration. So I think it is key, yeah, because to me, to answer to this question, for the young generation to remember, very key. This is my own that I agree. I made a research a bit, Dr. Prof. Halinda. Not just you made research, I researched a bit last night. So I like this in terms of what is mentioned by Dwight Eisenhower, the 34th US president. He mentioned leadership as the art of getting someone else to do something you want done by making him believe he wants to do it. So to me, die they will do for you, kan? Die dia akan buat, because he believes in you. He believes in the vision and mission and objective that you have already instilled in their heads. And you also showed a good example, and you believe in whatever that you are doing. So because of that, you have all the followers. So that is key, because kalau you not doing right, I don't think you have a followers. Yeah, it cannot be bought by money. It is not something that the respect, the dignity, and everything is not coming from money, but it is from you yourself as a true leader. I think I stop there, Nurin. I hope I have answered the question, Dr. Johan. Tough question. Thanks.
Sure, I agree. Belief is really a strong word. Like, believe in yourself, believe in people, have people believe in you. I mean, that's what drives most people, right? Now, let's hear from Professor Linda. Like, what are your expectations towards these young leaders watching here right now?
Okay. And as many of our participants are also from UITM, right? We talk about the roles and responsibility of the faculty and UITM in actually producing Bumiputra professionals. We really have a high responsibility and expectation from the country, especially on Bumiputra graduates. And every year we produce the highest number of accounting graduates. So in other words, this is a huge responsibility to us to lead and manage the university. And at the same time, what we expect from them, I mean, like we make ready the curriculum, ensure it's quality. We also add on to the non-curriculum on the soft skills and so on to make you guys like future-proof ready employees and also employers and also leaders. What I would say is that what we expect from you, I mean, like if you show your future employers your degree, your certificates and so on, yes, they would know that you come with the technical knowledge, you have the ability on that part, but the soft skills and others, those are also equally important. But what I want to highlight, being the dean, is also about the attitude and characters. I think that's also the most very crucial. We talk about adab, we talk about amanah in yourself, because you, although you're not yet a leader, maybe you are just, you start young, working in some place, but you are a leader of yourself. So in other words, those qualities, those attitudes are very crucial in order for you to ensure, for you to be prepared as a true leader, right? And over the years and daily, we have to learn, relearn, unlearn certain things and so on, so that you be a better person. But I will always say, I mean, I don't know, Dato' Johan, Mr. Novi, we do see what is worrying, well, being a mom and also the dean, and you know, we do see younger generation nowadays. I'm not saying that the qualities that they have, yes, they are relevant and they are up to date. Definitely, we want the younger generation to lead because you come with the most current and future forward-looking kind of qualities. We, the elder, matured, more matured, tak nak cakap tua kan, but we can be, I mean, based on our experience and our knowledge and so on, we can, our responsibility now is to coach and mentor and nurture you, right? So be a true leader of yourself first, then you are ready to be a leader for others. Because we talk about now in the VUCA world, definitely those skills and those qualities are very, very crucial for you to be able to actually sustain and survive in the competitive and challenging world. So maybe everybody has all the degrees similar to you and so on. What are the qualities? And those are the crucial ones that I think would actually differentiate you, the value of you being a good, the indicator of a good and a great leader, right? Thank you.
To quote your words, Prof, be a true leader yourself and it will definitely show, right? Well, on behalf of the audiences here today, I would just like to say thank you for your motivating words, for your advices. But that was the last of our moderated questions. Now here comes the session everybody's waiting for, the Q&A session. Yeah, they are very excited to ask these inspiring panelists. So if you want to ask a question for those in this meeting, you can kindly use the raise hand feature and I will call upon your name and you can unmute your microphones. Please introduce yourself and then mention to whom you are addressing the question to and ask away. And to those on YouTube, you can keep the questions coming on Slido and upvote the questions you want to be answered and our team will choose accordingly. Remember to provide your full name and to whom you're addressing to ease your chances of winning the lucky draw I mentioned at the end of the session. So let's see if in the room, do we have any questions? I'm opening the floor. Okay, we have Nurin Irdina, who is, yes, raising her hand. Okay, Nuridina, you can unmute your microphone and ask away.
Thank you, Nurin for noticing me. Good morning. I am Nurin Irdina from UiTM Alam, second year accounting students. I would like to ask questions to Dr. Johan. Okay, being a leader, how to build strong communication and effective cooperation in the small group? That is my question. Simple one. Thank you.
Being a leader?
How to build a strong communication and effective cooperation in a small group?
In a small group. Oh, in a small group lagi senang than a big group, because the big group you have diverse people, very hard to get to communicate. But in a small group, very senang. When if you want to be a leader in a small group, and let's say you are doing a project that you get people to do a project, and you also want to give them your team leaders an empowerment to do it, do that. Get them checked up with you every now and then, very fast. If you have a big project, and I'm just giving you an example, do them a checkup. You don't have to have. I'm not a person who likes long meetings. I'm a person who are more action oriented, short, good, quick meetings, and basically be able to. So you do have small. It's easy for you to manage, easy for you to build trust by to have all those things that you have to have more shorter meeting, rapid meetings you have to see that this project has been done, whatever. So once you do that, you build trust, you clear the air, and tak boleh text lah. Don't text when you have this thing. Text doesn't work, because sometimes you say something, people understand differently, but you don't mean to say that. Sometimes what you say during the face-to-face conversation, even though you cannot see face-to-face because of COVID masa, but have it here, people will understand. Because like any leader, when you do a presentation, you do something, like me, I don't not just look at what they say, but how they say it, and also their body language. Their body language tells you a lot of things. Itu kalau you nak tahu, then you have to come and pupil under me, then I will be able to teach you and guide you along the way. But this is very important. What Professor Halinda kata, what you want to do, amanah, and all these things. Yeah, you need to build and instill trust. Small groups are definitely easy to manage compared to big group. Thank you very much.
Dato', maybe Nurin, I want to add a bit on Dato' punya point tadi.
Sure.
Very simple. I think another skill that you need is effective listening. I think it's very important as a leader, because sometimes leaders, if they are driven by their ego, they do not want to listen to people. And it has happened to many big organizations in the past that they didn't listen to their the ideas from their subordinates or staff. And yet they actually went out and became a big organization, multinational companies in the world. And I can share you a very simple story. This is about SAP. If you know about the system, there's SAP in Germany. They were actually from IBM. They threw this idea to IBM management. IBM management didn't listen to them. They quit the job and they went on their own and they moved up the ladder and become SAP until today. So that is the real story in life. So effective listening is important. Listen to your people, what they want to say. Yeah, you are not always right. Yeah, itu je. Thank you.
So, because what Novi kata, effective listening is always true. But sometimes leaders, they close even though they kata they're effective. One way to take out that question about not being effective, because they always kata they're effective, is do a survey, a questionnaire, give it back to them. The survey questionnaire will give you the right feedback, because you want to listen what you want to listen. But the feedback, which is black and white, will tell you that whether you are listening to one of them. So maybe the organization didn't do the upward feedback survey. Typically, all organizations should do at least a once a year feedback. Maybe because of that, then you have a big group of them leaving them, then they have a big loss to the firm. Thank you.
Thank you.
Sure, thank you, Mr. Novi, Dato' Johan, and I hope that answers Nurin Irdina's question. Yeah, small groups are definitely easy, but you need to earn their trust. Use that as an advantage to earn the trust of your team, and that effective listening is also very important. It must be in a two-way communication, receive feedback, and then improve. Okay, now I will open for more questions from the room. Anyone would like to ask our panelists? Just raise the hand, your virtual hand. If you cannot find the feature, is in the top of your screen. Okay, there's Nur Elisha binti Kamal Azlan. You can unmute your mic, introduce yourself, and ask away.
Hello and hi, Assalamualaikum. Thank you, Nurin, for assisting me. So I eagerly to ask Dato' regarding this question. So basically, leaders sacrifice a lot to reach their position. Also, there is a lot of important risks that you have to keep. So who do you look up to for in managing this intense all the intense work and inspiration or mentorship? Thank you.
Okay, there are a few questions. Managing stress. Can you repeat that again? Let me write.
All right. Like leaders sacrifice a lot to reach their position. As yourself, you as the managing partner, so you in high position. So there's a lot of important risks that you have took. So who do you look up to for inspiration and my mentorship in managing all the intense work and as yourself a leader.
Okay. Thank you. Terima kasih. So basically, as a leader, you have to go through a lot of sacrifice. Yeah. If I say there's no sacrifice, then I won't tell you the truth. Like, there are a lot of sacrifice. Well, I would say give and take. Yeah. So when I'm married, then there's a give and take. I'm sure Prof. Halinda and also Novi can relate it. You know, when you're married, your husband and wife, there's a give and take, and to make sure that your other partner understand your responsibility, your roles, what you can do, and they are support on your roles and responsibility. That's very, very important. Therefore, sacrifice are there because through the things that not just working late, but also maybe have to do with other engagements that is travel around and you are not there. And when you have kids that sakit ke, kena pergi hospital ke, you're not there, you really, you know, feel quite bad because you are here and they are there, or attending sometimes. Mungkin they make graduation, which is a big moment for them, really big moment for them. They said the sacrifice, but you got to bukan you are in Malaysia, you are outside Malaysia. This has been planned lama. It's urgent. You got to do it. You know, this is so your other partners needs to support. You know, then otherwise kalau tidak susah lah benda-benda ni. So when you have that conversation and support, what more important, especially when you look at managing risk and how you look at it or inspire other people, you may not have an answers. So basically, you go and consult the people who have the experience, be it and the right consultation. Bukan consult dari segi just consult that you want to hear what you want to do. Just not, that is basically what we call same thing as selective listening, is consult with somebody who have no interest. Consult with somebody who have vast experience but no interest, and consult with someone with interest, some who have opposite interest, and some who have zero interest, and someone you look at. And because consultation can be formal, can be informal, the informal will be better. Someone you look at that has the necessary aura, the necessary experience, the necessary skill set that you would know, you yourself will believe that this person will give you the right answer. So these are very important. So in life, there are various challenges that every organization, be it in UITM, in MICPA, you make. That decision you make will make or break maybe the organization. So that is very important. Seek help if you need. Seek professional help. Sometimes seek informal help and get the right advice for you to move forward. But more importantly is that you need to get the entire support group to support you. Once you make that decision, when you make whatever important risk decision that you make, communicate. Communicate clearly. Communicate well. And understand where you are. And if you are managing different stakeholders, make sure that the first important stakeholders are being communicated first. Then you should communicate the rest, because some people don't want to hear communication that suddenly everybody knows and you don't know. So just give you an example. Kalau Dean of Accountancy, Prof, yeah? I'm sorry I picked you as you have something that affects the lecturer before you announce to the student. You will communicate to the lecturers first because it affects them. Talk to them, agree with them, they understand where you're coming from, they are participative. Then later on, you communicate to the entire school. But if you have something that affects them, not communicating to them, then make announcement to the entire faculty. The lecturer say that I myself don't know, whatever good intention that you want to do became a bad intention. Thank you.
Well, thank you, Dr. Johan. I hope that answers your question. Okay. We have a lot of hands raised, but I think I can take only one from the room, and then we will see if there's any questions from YouTube. So let's see. Muhammad Haziq Irfan, please unmute yourself and you can ask.
Hi, can you guys hear me well? Is it?
Yes, it's clear.
Okay, like I said, becoming a leader is where we have the power of influencing. It differs, where it differs from manager, where like say from Mr. Novi, manager only manage people, right? So the question here is when leaders had their followers and they are attached, most of the leaders are attached with their egos. But then when people give their opinions, or if like leaders did anything wrong, people or their followers might mistrust them. So how do panelists and speakers respond to this question? And what are your opinions on how to retain the influence so people are still trusting us, still trust our leadership skills? Yeah, I think that's all from me. Thank you.
Okay, thank you for the question. Well, Mr. Novi, do you want to?
Okay, I think I can take that. Thanks for the question. I think I suppose the question is about the leader has made mistake, and so forth. So I think that goes back to what I mentioned in the forum session just now. A humble leader, a responsible leader. So we are not perfect. So to gain the respect, we need to admit that we are wrong, and from there we ask for forgiveness, and we always open about it. We cannot be driven by ego, as I mentioned. So this is how if you make mistake, you apologize, right? So because of that, you can gain the trust. You can also gain the trust from your followers that you mentioned, because you are saying that if you have made mistake as a leader and you lost the trust from the followers, right? So because of that, you need to admit it, because you cannot be driven by saying, no, I'm always right. No. To me, in my personal opinion, if I did something wrong, I apologize and I say it is my mistake, and let's work together. And how do we rectify this? Let's move forward. So I think this is how you can gain the trust from your followers based on the question that you asked. So I hope I answer your question.
Yes, thank you, Mr. Novi.
Welcome.
Yes, Prof. Halinda, do you have anything to add?
I was like giving the chance. Let the students ask questions to Dr. Johan and Mr. Novi. Take the opportunity. Yes, Haziq, about the question, definitely what Mr. Novi said is very true. Being a leader is not that you are always right and so on. You kena muhasabah diri tu all the time. And being a leader is to lead, and definitely kita being a human being, there are also times that kita salah, and when you are wrong, you have to admit. And then you bring back the whole team together. Let's rectify and let's work this out. What can we improve better? But you have to be within them to lead and move forward and find the solutions and so on. So yeah, that's very true. Yeah.
So thank you, Prof. Well, actually, the students here are like bombing us with a lot of questions. I see the chat box. Let's take one question from the chat box. His name is Arthur, and from UiTM Dungun. He loves books about leadership. Sometimes he tries to apply this to leading a program in his university. So could you recommend your favorite books on leadership? Maybe each panel one book.
I already text them, good to great.
Okay, Mr. Nur.
That's always the question I receive when I presented about leadership. Honestly speaking, I've not read any, but based on the observation and experience when I deal with people, Because to me, I look at the practicality with various level of people that I have dealt with throughout my career in many industries and so forth. So I think it is important. It is good to have read any books, but it's also at the same time, I think the book I've read is the one I mentioned about effective listening, which means I need to also listen, because before this, I was always talking. So when you talk a lot and you don't give other people a chance to talk, so there is one-way communication. So I think the good book to read also is the effective listening. That's where you can be a good leader as well. So that's the book that I can mention to you. Prof dari lawan lah, Prof banyak buku dia baca.
If you are to ask me, actually there's no one single book to read about leadership. There's a lot of valuable books, even the non-popular books. But if the points are very beneficial and you could apply it to your situation, go and read any books. That's my advice. Plus also attend any training and so on. But I guess another valuable way to actually build up your skills on leadership is also through experience. Be it in a small project, leading small project, or in a company and so on. That is how actually you also gather and obtain valuable knowledge to apply to a situation, because based on experience then you know, oh, I've done this doesn't work, and I understand that this is a new setting, new type of people, a mixture of characters and so on. So and like Datuk Johan mentioned just now about like the sacrifices, you must also understand the team. Not only you have sacrifices, your team members also have difficulties and challenges and so on. So being a good leader is also to understand about the situation, be empathy, and you lead, lead with your heart. I think that's the point. Yeah. So don't go just for one single book. Yeah, good to great. That's a good book actually. But any book or any write-ups, I mean, like now you have like any notes and so on. The most important thing is also for you to be able to actually apply that to the real situation, and also based on your own experience. Right.
Maybe you just add the book I've read. I think so. Not just once, good to great, several times. Because it got real life example, but mainly it's focused towards the US type of business. But I mean, if there's one key takeaway and good to great, they say the good is the evil of great. Because you do good, you wouldn't want to do great. So that's the key takeaway. Even though I've not read the book for like more about 7-8 years, I still can remember that one paragraph about what good to great is. Then there's one book that I read, Banker, not Bankers, take out the S, Banker to the Poor, written by this person by Professor Muhammad Yunus. He came over in Malaysia, had a chance. So he devised the biggest bank in Bangladesh for women to support and grow the community of women in there. Then this is all micro lending, and as a result of it, I can't remember a lot of history, but a lot of it to say that women work very hard. They buat macam rattan stools, they sell it, they keep $1 and they have a community. They take the money and they use that money to bring them out to poverty. And the best thing about it is that they do the banker, they just give money in there. There's no credit rating because they tak boleh bagi credit rating because bankers here always very good. And the only thing that they have is trust. Trust in the people there, and they feel that trusting women is better than trusting men. I mean, I'm not trying to put it down there the outside, because once you give women things to do, money to grow, they will keep money and they will use the money that they earn, and they bayar every week, bukan bayar sebulan, or 6 months, every week. You can see, and because they have that community of trust, if one woman cannot make that payment, a group of them will support her to make that payment so that they don't default and they maintain these things. They make sure that the money that they receive are used for, household goods, making sure that their husband doesn't know it, because the husband knows it, then they buy different things in life. So it's really, really wonderful book to read. But as what Prof. Dr. Halinda mentioned to all your students, there's just not one book. There are various of books for you to read. I may be busy most of the time, but December is always my breakout time. So that's when I try and find ways to buy books and read them. For those books I'm interested to keep. Kadang-kadang dah masuk abuk dah kan. My wife kata, apa ni banyak buku ni tak baca-baca. She reads more than I do. Definitely by any chance, memang dia suka baca lah since young. But I will keep. Then when it comes December, then I start reading. I know there are many books that you read. You can apply not just in your life, but you can apply in your business. You can apply in many things that you do.
Well, thank you, panelists, for the recommendations. Like, I see most of the comments are like adding to cart. They're like searching for the books to buy. I do have a dream of creating my own library at home, having that, like the one from Beauty and the Beast with lots of books. So I think that it's everybody's dream to have a library, but to read, that's a difficult part, to start reading. So hearing from the perspective of these incredible leaders here, I am definitely inspired to pick up a book and read right now. So once again, due to time constraint, I think that would be the last question for this session. And we hope we were able to answer most of your questions, and that all of you in the audience are able to get a glimpse of how 3D leaders think and act. Once again, my utmost gratitude towards our honorable panel of speakers here, Dr. Johan, Mr. Novi, and Prof. Halinda, for taking the time to share your wonderful insights with all of us. And a huge appreciation to everyone for being such supportive audience. To those who wanted to ask questions but did not have the time, maybe are there any ways to communicate with these three panelists, if anyone would like to share? Maybe on LinkedIn, I think. Yeah, you can reach.
I'm on LinkedIn. You can look for Novi Tajuddin Mikpa.
Sure. Yes, you can ask them on LinkedIn, connect with them, like expand your network. Okay.
Yeah, so I'm also on LinkedIn if you want to reach out to me. Although I would like to post a lot, but sometimes work doesn't permit me to post as much as I have. But there's a lot of things in there. Do look at it. I mean, recently was talking about how organizations do a digital transformation, and we use 3 words. We talk about connected, powered, and trusted. How we connect, how we use technology to power, and trusted meaning cybersecurity. And we're also looking at new things in our organization to digitalize the whole process. So in future, the future of KPMG, if you come and join us, will be very much technology. You probably wouldn't have a business card. You're given a QR code. That's where we are, because we want to reduce everything. And you bring your handphone all the time, kan? You tak payah kata, oh, I'm Dean in there. No, it's all QR code ready. So you can get my details in there. Nobody needs to type. No cards being printed. Good for the environment, bad for the business that prepares cards lah. So, but we're gonna do a lot of things that is very different than what it is. So we're gonna use technology in the way. We also recently have launched what we call our Kpmg Academy, that have syllabus on digital learning, almost 15 syllabus that we have programmed. So talking about what are the relevant issues on, from cybersecurity that you want. Not much on accounting, because that's not what we want to focus on, but on technology, digital, data analytics, so that Prof, feel free to talk to some of our people, and maybe we could share some of these insights to all of you. Thank you.
Dato', thank you, Dato'. I got 20 connections so far in LinkedIn. They are inviting us. Okay. So sure, inshallah.
Thank you, Dato' and Mr. Novi. Happy to be here, and I had the opportunity to have this session with you guys. I meet Mr. Novi very often. He was my tutor back then, masa study. So that shows how, I mean, like, I'm the junior, he's the senior lah kan. And Dato', thank you very much. Yes, definitely we will connect, and also definitely with the industry for the benefit of our students and also our lecturers.
Most welcome. Our pleasure. My pleasure. Thank you.
Most welcome. Assalamualaikum, everyone.
Salam. Thank you to our panelists. So we wish. Stay safe, everyone. We wish everyone all the best in your endeavors, and be prepared to become leaders, and we cannot wait to see what you become. So now I will pass it over to our MC Akil and move on with the rest of this session.
All right, thank you very much to our moderator, Ms. Nurin Mirza Afika. And to all our VIP panelists, Dr. Johan Idris, Mr. Novi Tajuddin, and Professor Dr. Halinda Yusof. We could see everyone is so eager to ask questions. Even I myself wanted to ask questions, but it's okay. Hopefully we will have more sessions like this after this. Okay, so dear participants, for the second code for you to fill in the attendance form, it will be KPMG Ambassador. I repeat, as seen on your screen right now, the second code for you to fill in the attendance form is KPMG Ambassador. I hope all of you have jotted this down, or maybe take a screenshot, because you will need to fill in all 3 codes in order for you to receive your e-certificate. All right. So before we move on to our next session, let's have another quick photography session with all the panelists just now. So therefore, we would appreciate everyone in the Microsoft Teams to turn on your cameras to show us your brightest smile of the day. Okay, everyone, so I give you a few seconds for everyone to open their cameras and get ready. Okay, you have so many people opening their cameras. So now let's start taking pictures. I shall count. Okay, hello, I'm back. I'm not sure what happened. I'm sorry. Okay, so now let's continue with the photography session. I guess someone didn't on their cameras. They wanted to buy some time. So they did something to my Microsoft Teams, I guess. All right, so everyone, let's take pictures. 1, 2, 3. Okay, another one. 1, 2, 3. Okay, last one, last freestyle pose. 1, 2, 3. All right. Okay. Thank you so much, everyone, and especially to our panelists for the photography session. Okay. Thank you. Thank you. All right. So now, before we proceed to our next session, which is a lucky draw session, we are going to have a 10 minutes break. So everyone is welcome to do some light stretching or grab a cup of coffee to make sure that you are well aware for our next session. Right, so everyone, so please remember to join back in 10 minutes. And before we go to the break, I would like to once again thank you and express my utmost gratitude to our esteemed and honorable guests of today, Dr. Johan Idris, Mr. Novi Tajuddin, and Professor Dr. Halinda Yusof for your time this morning. Okay, to our esteemed guests, take care and stay safe. Okay, see you all in 10 minutes.
Close till I get up. Time is barely on our side. I don't wanna waste what's left. The storms we chase are leading us, and love is all we'll ever trust. Yeah, no, I don't wanna waste what's left. And on we'll go, through the wastelands, through the highways, till my shadow turns to sun rays. And on we'll go, through the wastelands, through the highways. And on we'll go. Finding life along the way, melodies we haven't played. No, I don't want no rest. Echoing around these walls, fighting to create a song. I don't wanna miss a beat. And on we'll go, through the wastelands, through the highways, till my shadow turns to sun rays. And on we'll go, through the wastelands, through the highways. And on we'll go. We'll grow in number, fueled by them to see the horizon, turn us to thousands. And we'll grow in number, fueled by them to see the horizon, turn us to thousands. We'll go, through the wastelands, through the highways, till my shadow turns to sun rays. And we'll go, through the wastelands, through the highways. And
Open eye, feel the waves cut through me, hypnotized by the sounds I'm breathing in. Hold tight, chemicals collide. Hold tight, hold tight, hold tight. Dripping lights paint the skies, all because of you. Dripping lights paint the skies, only you can make me move. paint the sky, all because of you. Dripping lights paint the sky, only you can make me move. You can make me move. Can make me move. Can make me move. You can make me move. Can make me.
Like you, be strong to hold the powers of the sun. To dream, believe in strength. Now I'm the only one, only one. I was an ordinary boy until I broke the rules. My life destroyed, my life destroyed. Until I walk awake, scream my mind, I shout, the ground shakes. How much can I take? My mind will break. Will it break? Can I take? Can I be your superhero? Superhero. Can I be your superhero? Superhero. 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 Fly away. It's the first time of today. Today. To dream, believe. You are the strength, you're all I need. Need. Oh, gonna give it a shot. Only one of me to shield you all from the enemy. You're a superhero. You're a superhero. Can I be your superhero? Superhero. 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 Can I be your superhero?
committees, either by chatting in the Microsoft Teams or in the YouTube Live. Just simply respond with your name or just type yes. So any names called out but we receive no response will be considered disqualified. So please call your friends to come here, all right? Okay, and then for the lucky winners, you are required to contact the person in charge via WhatsApp to give your details. The contact info will be given through the chat box, the slides, and also the Telegram group. So don't worry, you won't miss out. And then the list of finalized winners will be published in the Telegram group for your acknowledgement. The organizers may revoke the entitlement if you fail to give your cooperation. Lastly, the decision made by the organizers are absolute. Okay, so it looks like we have a lot of names on screen right now. I am not sure what are the percentages of you to win, or even myself, because I have so many names. But let us start with the first winner of today. Okay, so the first winner for this session is, let's see who is the lucky one. Oh my God, there's so many names. We have Nur Irdina binti Zainal Abidin. All right, Nur Irdina, if you're here, please let us know through the chat box or in the Microsoft Teams or YouTube Live. Okay, so let me just repeat. For the winners, you have to make yourself known in the YouTube Live or in the Microsoft Teams in order for you to be eligible to claim your prize. And the link, and if you are not responding, you have to be disqualified. So the winners will have to contact the person via WhatsApp to give your details. So Nur Irdina, are you here? Okay, let us give a while. Maybe she is in the YouTube Live. So we'll give a little bit of time for her to respond. Okay, let's move on to the second winner first, and we'll go back to Nur Irdina after this, yeah, to confirm her attendance. So next, let's move on to our second winner. Okay, so the second winner for this session is Nur Azian Shazwani binti Nur Zani. So Nur Azian, are you here with us? Please let us know.
Yes.
Yes. Oh, you're here. You're here in the Microsoft Teams?
Yes, I am.
All right. Okay. Congratulations, Nur Azian.
Thank you.
All right. So after this, don't forget to contact our person in charge, yeah?
All right.
Okay. Now let's move on to our third winner for this session. Okay, the third winner is Ikmal Nasrik Zawawi. Are you here? Congratulations. So if you're here, please let us know by commenting your name or just responding in the YouTube Live or in the Microsoft Teams. Okay, let us wait for a while. Maybe he is in the YouTube Live. Okay, so calling for Igmar once, calling for Igmar twice, and thrice. Okay, it's okay. We'll go back to you after this. So let's move on to the fourth winner of this session. Okay, we have Ng Si Yan for the fourth winner of our session. All right, so Ng Si Yan, are you here? If you're here, please let us know through the Microsoft Teams or the YouTube Live. Okay, so maybe. All right, I have received word that that the person is present. So congratulations. Don't forget to contact our person in charge to claim your prize, right? Okay, now let's go to the last winner for this session. Okay, for the last winner for this session, we have Mawar binti Muhammad Faizul. So Mawar, if you're here, please let us know through the chat box. Okay, let's give her a little bit more time. Maybe she is in the YouTube live. All right, so calling for Mawar once, calling for Mawar twice, calling for Mawar thrice. Okay, it's okay. We'll go back to you after this. So those are the 5 winners. So the ones that was unable to respond, you still have a chance to respond before we roll to the next session. So thank you so much. And for the winners, don't forget to contact our person in charge for the winners. All right, so the QR code for you to scan, for the winners to scan, will be presented shortly. All right, to the winners, congratulations. So kindly scan this QR code or contact the number on the screen right now in order for you to claim your prize. All right, give them your details so we know how to send you the prizes. Okay, I'll give you a few seconds for you to screenshot or send. All right, okay, I think you have got it. Once again, congratulations. So now let us proceed for the second session of this of our morning. So now we will proceed with the youth leaders sharing session. For this session, we have Mr. Muhammad Haziq Irfan bin Shamsuddin as the host, and our outstanding panelist, Ms. Nurul Farzana, the founder and vice president of iWealth, and Mr. Tan Junji, who holds a position in the Youth Leadership Academy by McKinsey & Co., as well as listed in the top 50 Monster Asia Young Talent and a Top Glove Scholar. Without further ado, I would like to pass the mic to Mr. Haziq. Please welcome.
Thank you, Akil. Hello, and welcome to everyone. I, Muhammad Haziq Irfan, will be your main moderator for this session of Youth Leader Sharing Session. With having only limited time of 30 minutes, all ears, guys, this is the moment to know the tips or two from our speakers, Tan Yuji, the Executive Director, Project Development and Initiatives of ICMS. Yes, guys, you hear it correctly. ICMS. It's the International Council of Malaysian Scholars and Associates. Wow, guys. If you want to know, it's one of the most prestigious association in Malaysia. We can see even JJ is like, wow, yes, it is. And JJ is also one of the top 50 Malaysia Young Talent Award by the Asia 2020. And come on, guys, you get one of the most top 50 Malaysia Young Talent Award here. This is the opportunity, though. You guys like so close to him right now, like really close. Among the overwhelming experience of Mr. Tan Junji, he also receives a few awards, which are recipient of UTM 5 Excellence Tracks Program Technopreneurship, recipient of Anugerah Pemimpin Program Sains, Teknologi dan Inovasi UTM, recipient of Anugerah Kerjasama Terbaik UTM 2020. Look at those achievements, guys. Come on, this is the time. I think I've given enough information about JJ. Now let's move on to our second speakers, which is Nurul Farzana binti Zulkifli Amin. Yes, I see you, Anna, our lady boss here. A woman who leads, guys. She is the vice president and the secretary general at IWEL. IWEL, yes, guys, IWEL. You guys hear it correctly. The International Welfare Economics and Leadership Dialogue. IWEL is the non-profitable youth organization aims to develop world-class leaders in politics and business. Come on, guys. One of the founder and vice president of IWEL is here. Like I said earlier, guys, a woman who leads. She is also the project manager of Time Talk, Women Empowerment of IUMW. As if you guys want to know a bit of it, the event itself have secured 13, not ringgit only, but 13,000 worth of sponsorship. Wow, 13,000 at a very young age. With all experience, she is also the official campus ambassador of International Model United Nations, the top 100 students key opinion leaders organized by Monster Awards, and also the finalist of ICAW Business Challenge in 2019. Now, I believe you guys must be very excited, and this is the time to make sure you guys are all ears and your ears are fully functioned, because you guys must not jadi the next leaders, right? So let's hear it from them. Without wasting any time, I'm inviting our first speaker, JJ, to share his experience from the very beginning till who he is now. And the floor is yours, JJ.
Hello. Can you guys hear me clearly?
Yes. Can you clearly?
Yeah. All right. Thanks, Haziq, for your cool and wonderful introductions. Hi everyone. My name is JJ. Currently a third year student that majoring electricals and mechatronics engineering, studying from University Kpmg Malaysia. So I'm very, very glad to be here to share a little bit of my past and current leadership experience with all of you. So I would say that I really encounter very interesting and fulfilling leadership experience. So maybe I can bring you back when I was in the time first and second year, right? I also did kind of face a similar situations as a person who are very lost and don't know what kind of direction that I want to go. I think essentially what really makes me today is definitely can't deny that leadership. So back then, I was in the first and second year. So basically, I was involved in one of the national robotic teams, and that was a time that I really transitions a lot from pre-university students to really into university leader. So I think I would say that my experience there in leading a students team, right, is really fulfilling, where I experienced a lot of great time and bad time. I'm sure that a lot of leaders here, right, especially the organizing team, I mean, you guys did very, very awesome work. And I definitely think that you guys really deserve to become a great leader. Because I think I'm sure that you guys maybe encounter a lot of bad time in really idealizing all kind of affair about this event and how you want to execute it nicely. Those journey are leadership journey, I would say. And I think this kind of stuff make me what I am today, where I started to venture in other field and leading in a team of ICMS, all the outstanding elite in Malaysia students, from all kind of regions. And I think it's very my privilege that how I leverage some of my skill and experience that in a robotic team, in a very technical team, into the current team. So probably we'll be sharing a few tips later on, but I just want to say that I do feel that I really know that you are having a struggles. Maybe you want to become a great leader, because I can feel that struggle as well, because I was in that position, and I definitely understand so much pressure that you wanted yourself to be excellent as someone. But yeah, no worry. I mean, just keep your pace. And I'm very glad that I will be here. And probably if you have any thought throughout my sharing, just drop in the chat box, and probably I can learn something from you as well. Yeah, pass back to you, Haziq.
All right. Thank you, JJ. What an experience. I'm mesmerized in your experience. Like you said, every leader has a bad times. There's always also a good time, right? So because of that, it makes who we are today So now let's proceed on our next speaker. Like I said earlier, a woman who leads, our lady boss here. And I can't wait, guys. And I can say and I can foresee that she will inspire all participants out there. Now inviting Miss Nurul Fazana to share your experience as well. The floor is yours.
Hi, Hazik and everyone. I hope you guys can hear me clearly.
Yes.
Yeah, that's great. All right. Thank you so much, Hazik, for the fantastic introduction. You made me and JJ sound so great. We're just normal. But anyway, hi, everyone. I'm Nurul Farzana. I am a bachelor's in accounting graduate from IUMW, but I'm currently working as a strategic business executive at a property marketing specialist, which differs so far from what I studied. All right, I think a little bit about my leadership journey, how I became the person I am today, although I'm just me. Honestly speaking, I was actually a very introverted person when I was younger, up until my university days. And I feel like this happens not just to me, but to everyone. Like it's normal, to move from this personality to that. So yeah, I was this person who normally just hugs my mom's leg and be like, you answer the question for me. I won't speak. But then I think one day I started participating more in university. And I figured that I like doing what I do, especially when I started things in university. So it started off with just one of my lecturers, who I really appreciate, and I would say that he is one of the people who made me who I am today. He gave me the opportunity of just emceeing an event. It was as simple as emceeing an event, and I just like you, Hazik, just emceeing, moderating something. The interest just grew. I figured I really like being on stage. I really like talking to people, and it's not just talking, it's communicating and networking with people. And then from there I started participating in competitions, in events, and I would say that I am surrounded by with really great people around me. My friends, my family, they're all really amazing people. So I think I look up to them, and I want to be like what JJ said, you're surrounded by excellent people and you want to be just as amazing as they are. So I think that motivates me and inspires me to do more than just being a student, go to class, go back home. So yeah, and then in December 2019 I was given the opportunity to lead an organization, which I am so proud to call my own organization, iWorld. And currently we are establishing iWorld in other regions, African American and European region. We have, just in Malaysia, we have about 17 members. I'm super duper proud and glad to call myself one of the founders and the leading team of these very passionate and driven individuals. They're just like everyone here. They're just students from different universities in Malaysia. And yeah, I think just to plug some things that iWorld has accomplished, because I would say that iWorld is like a humble organization growing, not like ICMS. So we have actually connected with Baroness Udin. She's the Member of Parliament in the UK. So we had a live conference with her. We spoke about the COVID-19 situation in the UK, in Malaysia, how things are going. But that was last year. And then we also had a virtual economics forum end of last year, which was officiated by the former Chief Secretary of Malaysia, Tan Sri Ismail Bakar. We were super lucky to secure his date that time. It was super last minute, but thankfully we managed to get him. And then I think apart from other things that I did in my university as well as for iWorld, I was also the student council for my university last time. And like I said, since I really developed this interest and passion and like leading things, I was often invited to I would say number one, I was invited to organize a Panggilan Merdeka event. This was a Merdeka event last 2 years, which I really loved. We only had 4 days of planning, but we managed to get over 1,000 physical visitors to that event, with just, I think, about 4,000 to 5,000 of budget, which was very, very steep kit for a physical event, especially a festival. And number one was that we were invited by DBKL to organize their whole Sukanika family day. So it was DBKL. At that time, I was just like mind blown how they recognized us and our effort. So yeah, I think I talked too much. Over to you, Haziq.
Thank you, Anna. You said you talked too much, but it was wow. It was inspired. You know, like even I'm speechless. Like as you said earlier, right? You're from being an MC, and now who you are today. And I'm the starting of you like being the MC. I hope I can be that part of becoming like both of you guys. From one of them is the founder of IWell, and one of them is one in the most prestigious association, ICMS. Very inspiring. Now, I think we can move on and comes to the next part of the session, which is the question and answer session. I believe JJ and Anna must be so ready with the answer. Come on, it's just a simple question. Both of you guys have been asked by a lot of stakeholders, and even Anna from the DBKL, right? Like, whoa. Okay, now here comes the first. I want to say, even it's a simple question, but I want to say it's as a kebat question. Itu soalan cepu mas, right? Sometimes, being a good leader, they say, I'm a good leader. I'm the best leader, and yada yada. But they just bossing around people, but not all lah, but some lah. But they just like very bossy around, right? But they call themselves a leader. So in both of you guys, what are your opinions differs from being a leader and a boss? Maybe JJ, you can go first.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, thanks, Hazib, and I think wonderful sharing from Fazana as well. Yeah, probably I could share about my take on like what is the key difference and key distinguish between like leader and boss. So I think definitely like in this society we are not lacking of people who are really capable, who are able to execute things, right? But when we talk about the situation where a person really can sit down and understand like certain situations, like people situations, people relations, those things essentially it can only be done by leader. And I truly believe that leaders, right, is definitely a people-oriented person who really are very friendly with the people. Like they don't feel that they are like kind of like very proud of what they are doing. So they are always being humble to really want to learn about people. So let's talk about like the first key point that I think about what makes a person to be leader, right? So it's definitely the person need to like kind of like a source on inspirations for the team where he or she is ready to inspire to be inspired lah. So I mean like this person, right, is definitely need to not only able to provide clear instructions, concise, to really communicate to that, but in the same way they are also providing kind of like guidance, coaches around, because they want to, I mean, leaders must be able to taking accountability on what they're doing. So they would essentially need to be involved in those process. And throughout the time, right, not only providing coaches, but also bring everyone together on the same page and move together. And this is what make a great leader. And the second point definitely would like to bring about is empathizing the people. I think this one is like very seldom we will see like how a great leader did, right? When like throughout the COVID time, you can see like some good leaders, some bad leaders, how they do react to certain crises. And I would say like the key and good leader is definitely they are able to really understand the people and like putting themselves into the situations and feel it. So that is like the most critical one. And I think to really able to empathize the people, right, you need like excellent or maybe like sufficient communication skill to really communicate with the people, because you can't really simply say anything, because any kind of misspoken word might hurt someone. So we really need to be mindful of our word. And at the same time, like what is the power as well, when like how you can gather the people together with your word, right? to really achieve on something. And maybe your word could also be being like so useful when your team is like maybe facing a bottleneck, you need to solve a conflict, then those words are important and is helping the team all moving together. So in short, to conclude my sharing on this, right? So I think what makes a great leader, there is 2 points. First, inspired to be inspired. And second would be keep on empathizing people. And to end this, right, I just want to I just share about one quote that always reminded myself. It's like as a boss, right, they are the person that always get the thing right. But right, what leaders really make is they are the person who will be constantly doing the right thing at the right timing. Yeah, that's the leader. Yeah, probably like Fazana can take it from there.
Yeah, thank you so much, JJ. I totally agree, and I second everything that JJ said. I couldn't have put it in a better word. But anyway, I think for me, generally, or like in a simpler term, if someone were to come up to me and say, "What do you think about a boss and a leader?" I would say that for me, a boss is someone that gives you instructions, like give you orders. So you have to complete this. And I would say boss is more to like in a company kind of concept or like a thing. But like a leader, I feel honestly, anyone can be a leader as long as you have the characteristics and the charisma and like I would say characteristics and charisma. Like, because a leader, I mean, working in like just my organization, I would say I've met and worked with so many leaders, and there are good and bad leaders, definitely. And to add on to what JJ just mentioned, like being empathy, like having empathy towards people is very, very important. Although at times I find it super duper hard because I am a person who is I like things to be ready like super fast. I mean, like when I say, guys, I need this and I need it now. So at times, not at times, most times it's just super hard for me. But over the years, I worked with my friends. I look at how my family run things, and I find, okay, you know what, these are the areas that I need to improve on. And I'm very glad that I'm surrounded by people who gives feedback on how to run things, to make things going well and things like that. I would say also a leader is someone who takes responsibility about something, especially when something goes wrong. Most times when things go right, a leader would always praise their team. But like when something goes wrong, in my opinion, I feel like a leader should take the responsibility, no matter who in the team makes the mistake. And then in public, you should take the responsibility because you are the face of that organization or that company or even a team, like your assignment team. But like, when you have your postmortem and you have your own discussion, then you can correct them individually. And then another thing is I would also say communicating well with all your team members. I've worked with many teams and I have always been super like much pressured and like super stressed out when the communication is not there. It's like, oh, one person says this, one person says that, and when a team has way too many leaders, it's like, who do we listen to? And I feel like, yeah, it happens lah. And I feel like it's something that it's good to have that, at least you learn from it. Yeah, I think that's my take on it.
All right, thank you, Anna and JJ. Let's pick up some points. One of it is being a very good leader is being a very empathical and also having a good communication skills from it. And I like to quote one of JJ's saying that inspired to be inspired, right? So take a note on that, guys. Let's become the next leader. Maybe the next Anna and JJ, perhaps. Now let's move on the second question. It's also the same question as Siti Sharifah, which what do you guys look up for inspiration? Or maybe you guys have any mentors or any role model? Maybe Anna, you can go first.
Okay. I think for me, it's very, very simple, which I've also mentioned during my sharing just now. I really look up to, and I find that my mom is my inspiration. It's very cliche, and I look up to my mom, look up to my parents, but I really look up to my mom, and my friends. Honestly speaking, my friends are really great people. You have no idea what they achieve. It's just for fun things, when we talk in like our friends group, we will always call ourselves the intellectual people, because people argue about things, but we argue about politics, we argue about things that are like, but yeah, I would say I get inspired by my friends. I want to be just as amazing as they are. And yeah, I get my mentorship would be my mom. She helps me a lot, not just in my career, not just in career wise sort of studies, because she's also like an accountant. So yeah.
How about you, JJ? I mean, Anna is one of the inspiration is her mom. So how about you, JJ? Maybe your dad, perhaps, or maybe someone like Warren Buffett. We don't know. How about you, JJ? JJ, sorry. You.
Oh, so sorry. Yeah. Yeah, I think. I mean, yeah, definitely. I also being inspired by someone, but I think before I maybe share by who I'm inspired, I just want to quickly let you guys know that although you're finding someone as a source of inspirations, but like just based on like viewing, observing what they do, listening to what they say, it isn't really enough for you to become a great leader. But in fact, right, I mean, as a leader, I mean, you don't need to be very, very good to become a good leader, but you must really try to become leader. I mean, at least yourself really want to become leader, and you told yourself you want to try. And that's how I started as well, because I wasn't that good also in the beginning, where I just want to like turn up, like maybe I can try to lead the team and see how it goes. And I think throughout those times, right, you will be doing a lot of bad mistake, some kind of like decisions, achievement. But I think throughout those things is a nutrient for you to become a great leader. And I think I constantly also look up for like Tony Fernandez is one of my, I think it's like one of the good leader throughout this time, where I constantly listening to his podcast, and I found out it's very, very like insightful, and the kind of way that he talked, right, really showed a sense of empathizing people. I think this is like the leadership that we want for the future day. And talk about mentorship, I think you could probably looking for someone for mentor, but I think like me myself also looking for someone to become my life mentor, career mentor, those things, because I think they could definitely provide you some kind of guidance and opinion from the third person view. And those are the feedback that you can definitely got throughout your leadership journey. And it will be definitely helpful for building your leadership grow. Yeah.
So you currently are looking for mentor, JJ. I think maybe you can find some mentee. Maybe me.
Oh my God.
I'll obviously take you as my mentor. No.
Sure.
Oh, that's great. Now let's proceed on maybe one of the questions in the chat box. Hello, my name is Fariha. She want to ask on how she can gain confidence in communicating despite of she's being an introvert, because like she said that it's so hard to be confident, especially when she overthinks something. Like overthink, like people will not agree with her. So what do you guys say about that? Maybe JJ, you can take this.
Yeah, sure. I think like but thanks for the question. I think it's very great questions, because I mean, I'm from engineering background. I face a lot of introverted person as well, and I think I myself also introverted person in the very beginning. I think I see these questions as two parts. So the first part is you might having a low confidence, and second, you probably couldn't really clearly communicate your message that you think you can convince people. So I think let's talk about the confident part, right? So probably I think what I in the past I did, right, was I will be setting a goal about like what I want to achieve. Let's say I want to join an organization and become a leader, right? And before you really achieve like the final goal that you want, break them down into pieces and how you want to really achieve that. Maybe you could start mingling with a small group of people, and try to lead a small group of people that you are comfortable about. Because low confidence isn't a big issue. The issue is, are you able to step out of comfort zone to really do something that you are discomfort or not? Because I think whenever you really step out, and what you really keep you moving, right, is those short winning that you created. So it's like you have many kind of milestones to achieve a final goal, right? Those many milestones are really motivated you to really move forward. So you'll be gaining confidence time to time. So definitely you could, I'm not too sure, but probably you can try that as well. And talk about like communication skill, those things. I think it would be best that like find a resonated friend, right, together, right, and putting yourself into the environment. I think like those motivations, those peer pressure will definitely help you in gaining some kind of skill that you really wanted to. Because I think like those social cycle is so like effective to really shaping yourself into a certain way. So yeah, I think that's my take regarding this question. Yeah.
See, guys, I think I'm doing a correct things to do, which is making JJ as my mentor. Okay, now let's move on maybe the last question, and I will pick one of it in the chat box, because I totally agree in what Saran said in the chat box and the question especially. I want to say it's $1 million question, because it's like $1 million experience what we have from Anna. It's what Saran said. Can you share with us what are the struggles you faced during early days of iWell and how you mitigate those problems?
All right. Okay. Thank you so much for the question. And JJ, I really like your sharing on the low confidence part, and I totally agree with that, because I personally myself I did all that you shared. So try out, guys. Okay. So for the question about challenges in the early days of Iowa and how I mitigate those challenges, honestly, and I mean, logically, when you start something, definitely you will face a lot of like challenges, especially in terms of like getting people on the brand awareness side. Because I mean, okay, I'm not trying to say this in a bad way, but I think from my personal view, I find Malaysian youth tend to lean more towards something that is already established. Something that's already known to the market, like to public. So when I first started iWell, it was just me and a few others, Aisha, Jasmine, and Sarah. So when we started, right, we couldn't even get people, because people will ask, what's iWell? What do you guys do? What's your objective? What's your unique selling point? What is the benefit of joining? And I feel like that question is like, it's something that is, everyone has that question when they want to join something. So I would say one of the main things is that getting people, establishing iWell's brand awareness, and then also getting sponsorship, because as you know, we are non-profitable. So everything we do, all our events, all our projects, even our admin expenses, like, having this Zoom premium, all of this require money. And of course, as students, we don't want to use our money for this. So yeah, I think it's definitely getting people to know iWell, joining iWell, and getting the recognition from sponsors. But how I mitigate it is by introducing iWell to people I'm comfortable with first, so that they can introduce iWell to their circle. So for example, honestly speaking, one of iWell's graphic designers is actually my very own sister. So she started as iWell's very own in-house graphic designer. Or most of the designs or visuals that you see on IWOL's account is by her. So we started by having good graphics to attract people to at least read or like to follow IWOL. So I think establishing a good brand awareness first for people to recognize and to acknowledge your existence is good. And then just because I was from IMW, so we just and people know me from all the activities and all the events that I organize and I participate in. So people would want to join me in a way that they want to join what I do. So I feel like yeah, that's how I mitigate the challenges. Of course, there's more to it, but generally that's what I would share with everyone here.
Good sharing from one of the founder of IWELL. Like she said earlier, it's one of the most challenging is brand awareness. And I'll combine what JJ said earlier, like just go out of our comfort zone and everything, right? Because becoming out of our comfort zone, there's a quote that I really like that I share to all the participants out there also. It's where you need to learn, you don't need to learn how to walk, you just need to run. It's run, not walking, but you just run. Okay, so it's about time. It's really great. Thank you so much, JJ and Anna. Really hope we were given more time to chit chat. And yes, I if we have like 2 hours, I think that's wow. but that would be so long for you guys. I believe. With that, it's 12:50 already. Even though our youth leadership sessions actually ends here, but I believe both our speakers have inspired all of you guys, have answered really well on the question you guys are looking for out there, and to become, like I said earlier, the leaders of tomorrow. And it's that it ends our youth sharing session. Thank you so much again, JJ and Anna. Now back to the main session, and I'll pass to our very awesome and handsome moderator. Back to you, Akhil.
Thank you, guys.
All right. Thank you so much, Mr. Hasik Irfan, Mr. Farzana, and Mr. JJ for such an inspiring sharing session just now. I hope all of you have jotted down all the important points highlighted by our speakers for your future reference. Okay, so now is the time that everyone is waiting for, which is the second lucky draw session. Okay, for this session, we will spin 5 more names through the wheel, and then I will announce 20 active participants in the YouTube Live and Microsoft Teams. All right, so be sure to keep an eye out and remember to call your friends to be here, okay? Because they have to be active. Okay, so now let's move on to the spinning of the names. So, but I would like to remind that the winners are required to contact the person in charge via WhatsApp to give your details, okay? So don't forget. Okay, so now the first winner goes to we have Nur Friza Alia binti Nur Azman. Okay, Miss Friza, are you here with us? Right, so Miss Friza, if you're here, please let us know through the Microsoft Teams or through the chat box in the YouTube Live, so we can know that you are here with us and you can claim your prize. Okay, I have received word that Miss Friza is here. Congratulations. So now let's move on to our second winner. Okay, now, so our second winner for this session is Adriana Nasuha binti Ahmad Kamal. Okay, Miss Adriana Nasuha, if you're here, please let us know. You can let us know by just chatting in the comment section or in the chat box in YouTube Live or in the Microsoft Teams. So if you're here, please let us know. All right, so calling for Adriana once. Calling for Adriana twice. Calling for Adriana twice. Thrice. Okay, unfortunately, she's not here. So let's move on to our third winner for this session. Okay, everyone, let's see the third winner. Who shall it be? I wonder what's the percentage of me winning this, by the way. We have Auni Amira Batrisha binti Khairul Anwar. Okay, congratulations, Ms. Auni. If you're here, please let us know either through Microsoft Teams or YouTube Live. All right, let's give for a little bit more time. Okay, calling for Miss Auni once. Calling for Miss Auni twice. Calling for Miss Auni thrice. Okay, unfortunately, she's not here, but it's okay. Let's move on to our next winner, the fourth winner. Okay, so the fourth winner is Nur Alia Shahira binti Muhammad Naim. Okay, Miss Alia, are you here? Okay, the ones winning here are all girls, yeah? Where are the guys? So I'm not winning anything. Okay, Nur Alia, if you're here, please let us know through the Microsoft Teams or YouTube Live. Okay, calling for Nur Alia Shahira binti Muhammad Naim once. Calling for Nur Alia twice. Calling for Nur Alia thrice. Okay, she's not here. So let's move on to our last winner for the spin. Let's go. Okay, let's hope that the person is here so we can actually get something. Okay, so everyone, please call your friends. If you see your friends, oh, it is so close to be my name, but it's not. Muhammad Akil Hakimi bin Aziz. I wish it was Muhammad Akil Ikwandi, but Muhammad Akil Hakimi, congratulations. Are you here with us? Please let us know. Okay, let's see. Muhammad Akil Hakimi bin Aziz, are you here? Please let us know. It's so close to being my name, but it's not. It's okay. Okay, so I guess if Muhammad Akil is not here, I can represent him to win, right? Because our name is quite close. Muhammad Akil Ikwandi, Muhammad Akil Hakimi. Okay, so okay, I have received word that he is on YouTube. Congratulations, Muhammad Akil Hakimi. So congratulations to all the winners. So for all the winners, please don't forget to scan the QR code or just type in the numbers of our person in charge for you to contact and give your details. Okay, so as I have promised, I will announce 20 participants from the Microsoft Teams and YouTube Live for us to give prizes. So this is all the lucky people that have been identified by our committees. So we have 5 best commenters on YouTube. So please keep your eyes open and also ears open, all right? Okay, so our first best commenter is Rashida binti Zamri. Best commenter number 2, we have Nurin Fatiha Ahmad Afendi. The third best commenter is Amira Huda binti Anwar. The fourth best commenter is Ahmad Afiq. And the last best commenter for YouTube Live is Koni Jati. So if you're here, congratulations. The list of names will be sent in the Telegram group. So we know you're here, so you don't have to confirm with us since you're active in the YouTube. So the best commenter in Microsoft Teams, first we have Irdina Harisha Ahmad Mahzan. I'm sorry. Okay, the second best commenter for Microsoft Teams, we have Hamra Zuhdi binti Hisham. Congratulations. The third best commenter goes to Izati Balkis binti Farisa. And then the fourth best commenter is Wan Muhammad Asim bin Wan Hisham. And the last best commenter for the teams will be Shafiq Yusof. Okay, so next we have 5 more winners, which is the Curious Genius. Okay, so for number 1, we have Shahira Jafni. Number 2, we have Siti Sharifah Khadijah. Number 3, we have Tinku Anis. Number 4, we have Atifah Najib. And number 5, we have Sarah Nur Nazira. Okay, now we have the best dress. Oh, this is like a prom night. We have the best dress. So I guess this might be the kings and queens for the night, I guess, since the committee told me that there is a best dress. So for number 1, for the best dress, the king will be Daniel Nazir binti Jasri. And the queen will be Nur Aisha Safia binti Kamastaudin. Okay, so congratulations. And the last 3 winners will be the best enthusiastic participants. Number 1 will be Amira Balkis Abdurrahim. The second one will be Muhammad Shukri bin Shuhaimi. And the third one will be Nur Amira Shafika binti Rosli. Okay, congratulations to all winners. Don't worry. Don't worry if you have anything, if you have missed the names, please, no worries that it will be posted in the Telegram group, okay? Okay, so with that, I wish you all a congratulations to all the lucky winners. So now our event is now nearing its conclusion. But before that, I would like to invite Mr. Anil Nair, the lead consultant talent engagement of KPMG Malaysia, to give the closing speech for today's event. Without further ado, please welcome.
Thank you very much, Akil. Right, well done, Akil. Good MC. Okay, once again, congratulations to all winners. You guys are the best. All of you, in fact, are all winners because you guys woke up early today for the session today, and I hope you found it very insightful. Right, it's an honor to have 3 very respective panelists on the panel session today. Right, so before I move on, let me just quickly introduce myself. My name is Anil. I'm the lead consultant talent engagement. I do see many familiar names on this session, right? I'm sure I'm also connected with you on LinkedIn, right? Thank you very much for attending this session once again. But I would also like to share a few more slides, just so that you guys understand about what are the opportunities that KPMG offers. Since I'm here today, I can actually share with you all, since if you guys are also looking out for a career opportunity. So without further ado, I'm going to share my slides. Okay, so today I'm here to announce we are definitely immensely proud and pleased to announce that KPMG has been selected as the #1 in the accounting and professional services category. We just need an official announcement yesterday. And we also got #2 in consulting, but we are also very humble and gratitude to actually to be ranked the 9th best overall firm, right, in terms of the top 10 employers of choice in the whole of Malaysia out of 2,400 firms, in Malaysia itself. So for those of y'all who's looking out for a graduate role or an internship, KPMG is the clear choice, right? On top of that, I'm also like to share with you KPMG, especially with this current pandemic, we rolled out a new program called the KPMG Wellbeing 360 program, right? For those of y'all who is interested to join KPMG, you will be expecting to attend a lot of events, fun events, right? When you actually join the firm, right? So we had events on vaccination. So we invited a doctor over. We had a session with Dr. Amalina Bakri, right? We had a session with her on powering through pandemic. We had a virtual cafe session, Better Than Latte, with our managing partner itself, with our partner Siu Ching Kiang, right? My colleague Uka was also the moderator. At the same time, we had the KPMG Wellbeing 360 programs focused on fitness, right? So we invited Kevin Zahari, we invited Atilia Harun, and coming up next week, we have a Zumba fitness party for our employees as well, right? So for those of y'all who like to engage with us, feel free to reach out to me. I'm also very active on LinkedIn, right? We do organize a lot of future proofing workshops on a daily basis, right? To us, if you are part of any student bodies, right, any student association, you can actually just reach out to me. I'll be more than happy to actually support your student society as long as time permits and we are able to fit into our schedule. We are more than happy to actually support you, right? Because we strongly believe that despite this current situation, it's important for the firm, right, to support students throughout your journey as a student in the university. So we run through a lot of workshops, from leadership workshops, from interview skills, personal branding, stress management, mental well-being, and we also run technical workshops from guest lecture series, right, working closely with lecturers to ensure that we bridge the gap not just between the industry but also between the university itself. We have a lot of sharing sessions that you can also attend, right? So in order for you to keep yourself updated, you can check out our KPMG UITM and Intech ambassadors, right, who has been actively organizing various events, and also our KPMG Malaysia's Instagram. So fret not, apply to us, right? We do have various opportunities. You would see posters like this on our career site. You will see posters like this on our KPMG Malaysia's Instagram, our LinkedIn account, where it will address many opportunities with the respective departments of KPMG Malaysia, be it whether it's the financial audit, the IT audit, or even the careers in advisory service line as well. So do check out, right, these amazing positions, right? We would like to have you part of the KPMG family, right, so that we can continue to empower future leaders, right? So let's keep in touch with your clear choice. And before I end my speech, right, this is the voting for the GCA and the M100, right? We are definitely very honored to be sharing our achievement with all students, and we'd like to thank all students who have voted for us. But we want to continue this journey of being the clear choice, right, in the industry for the GCA awards and also the M100 awards, right? So I'm also on LinkedIn. My name is Anil Nair. You can connect with me if you're looking for any job opportunities. If you'd like to have a chat, you need some advice, I'll be more than happy to actually connect with you, right? But I would like to take this opportunity to thank all the organizing committee, right? Our Intech ambassadors, our UITM ambassadors, for all the hard work. Thank you, UITM, for allowing us to actually organize this 3D panel session. I hope all the students enjoyed, right? The teamwork that you guys had, right, despite being in various locations, was definitely commendable, right? And as a career advisor and a consultant myself, I'm definitely proud of your achievement, and I see that students have actually worked closely just to ensure that we have aced through this event today. And we are also very honored to have respective leaders in the industry to actually share their insights with the students today. Right. So I hope all students enjoyed this session. It's definitely an achievement for all of us because you know, it's not easy to wake up on a Saturday morning, right, with this nice weather. To attend such a session like this, but it's rewarding, right? And I hope you guys enjoy your session. Most importantly is stay safe, right? I hope to see some of y'all joining KPMG soon, right? If you have any questions, you can actually reach out to myself or either my colleague Ukal, right, who's also active on LinkedIn, and we'd be more than happy to actually engage with you. So well done to the organizing committee. Thank you UITM, thank you Intact, right? Thank you MICPA for also supporting us in this journey, and we hope to see y'all being part of the KPMG family. KPMG, the clear choice.
Okay, thank you so much, Mr. Anil, for the speech. It was very wonderful. So on behalf of the organizing committee of this event, I would like to extend my heartiest congratulations to KPMG for the amazingly wonderful achievements in the Graduates' Choice Award. Hopefully, this will serve as a testament to the various opportunities and endless possibilities that KPMG is able to offer you to us soon-to-be graduates. So dear participants, I hope you are still engaged with us because I will now reveal the third code for you to fill in the attendance form. So as seen on your screen, it is the clear choice. As Mr. Anil said, the clear choice, all right? So the last code for you to fill in the attendance form will be the clear choice. So I hope you still remember the two codes that I have shared this morning. And please write all three codes in the attendance form that will be sent shortly. Ladies and gentlemen, that's all for today's event. I would like to take this chance to apologize for any mistakes or shortcomings throughout the event today. Before we dismiss, here's a friendly reminder to scan the QR code and fill in your details in the feedback form link provided in the chat box and in the Telegram group at the end of this program. Make sure that you have all the three codes that were given previously and fill them in the feedback form in order for you to be eligible to receive your e-certificate. Okay, and then I would like to remind to vote for KPMG in the Graduate Choice Awards and the M10, M100 Awards, as well as the Graduan Brand Awards. Those links will be posted in the chat box and Telegram group shortly. I would like to also thank you everyone for spending your time with us. It has been a pleasure for us to organize this event, and we wish all of you a pleasant day ahead. We are very excited to see all of you guys again. So don't forget to follow our Instagram account at KPMG Malaysia, at KPMG_UITM Ambassador, and at KPMG_Intech Ambassador to keep updated with our event. Your support is very much appreciated. As you can see, the Instagrams are on your screen right now. Furthermore, do visit and follow MICPA on Instagram, which is at the MICPA, as well as at the Young MICPA, for you to stay in the know with all the Institute's current updates, development, and opportunities. Not to forget, I would like to express our sincere thanks towards the organizers of this event, KPMG Malaysia, the Faculty of Accountancy, UITM, and Intech Education College. Without their support, this event would not have been able to come to life to provide such a beneficial platform for us to enlighten ourselves on how to improve our leadership skills. All right, with that, this marks the end of today's event. Once again, thank you and have a nice day ahead. By the way, I would like to take this chance to wish you all a happy 64th Malaysia Independence Day to everyone. Thank you again. Happy Merdeka, and you all may leave the call and enjoy the rest of your day. Thank you so much, everyone. Hope to see you in our future events.
We're invited in the night.
is my own silhouette. I'm getting stronger, step by step. The clock is ticking, but there's no time for regrets. I've been flying from town to town, from London to Taiwan. I've been all around the globe, trying to protect your soul. We are heroes tonight. We will fly above the sky. We are heroes tonight. Yeah. We are heroes tonight. We will fly above the sky. We are heroes tonight.
I just can't let you go. Lord knows that I've tried to. You said I was the only one. No one likes being lied to. You made this mess and left me with the pieces. Now I wanna burn all the bridges between us. Can't focus, I can't forget. I've been thinking too much lately. I just need to clear my head. I just need to clear my head. I've been stuck going on my way, but it's not like I need it. And we may have some history, but we don't have to repeat it. You made this mess and left me with the pieces. Now I'm gonna burn all the bridges between us. I can't focus, I can't forget. I've been thinking too much lately. I just need to clear my head. Oh, clear my head. I just need to 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 clear my head. Honey, I'm a perfect 10. What does perfect even mean? Is there even such a thing? Ooh, can we switch up all the rules and imagine a utopia? Darling, I'm just so fed up with these expectations. They can weigh me down. My heart is begging me to get the hell out of my head. I'm trying to live inside the upside down for a minute and pretend. Honey, I'm a perfect 10. Whoa, whoa. Honey, I'm a perfect 10. Whoa, whoa. And if I say it enough, it gets ingrained in my head, and I start to see. Honey, I'm a perfect 10. 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 Whoa. Honey, I'm a perfect 10. These expectations, they keep weighing me down. My heart is begging me to get the hell out of my head. I'm trying to live inside the upside down for a minute and pretend. Honey, I'm a perfect 10. Whoa, honey, I'm a perfect 10. Whoa, and if I say it enough